Back with you, another edition of Prep Preview on CISN, powered by Fairway. I'm Trent Condon. As we get ready for tonight's Week 4 matchups across Central Iowa, first a look back at a wild Week 3 across Central Iowa, starting with the upset heard round the state. Dowling Catholic, the reigning champions and multiple time reigning champions, go down to the Johnston Dragons. For the first time in 21 meetings, Johnston upends the Maroons. Final score in that one, 19-15. It was a dominating performance early on. Johnston seemingly did whatever they wanted to do with the football against that very stout Dowling Catholic offense. They were able to march down the field very quickly, aided by some special teams miscues, including a snap over the head of the punter. Ball was punted out of the back of the end zone for a safety. Everything rolled Johnston's way, and then in the second half, the defense really clamped down, made it difficult on the Maroons, and they pull off the victory, in a big one, certainly for Coach Woodley and company with those Dragons. A great victory for them, and a lot of happiness on that sideline as they got it done against Dowling Catholic. What does that mean? Well, it's just another in the steps that we've gone through week after week. Does anybody want to be number one in Class 4A? We've seen teams continually fall early on here. Ankeny, a lot of people thought maybe they were going to be the team to bring the top spot. They lose in week 2 to Waukee. Valley was most people's number one coming into the season. They lose to Dowling Catholic. Then the champ goes up to number one, the Maroons, and they get upended by Johnston. It is that kind of season in the CIML and across the 4A landscape where you can throw 4, 5, 6, 7 teams in the mix, and I think all of them have a chance to ultimately win the hardware and bring home a 4A state championship. Speaking of Ankeny, they got it done as they went on the road and a big victory at Fort Dodge, 52-18. That high-powered offense continues to impress. The question remains about Arlen Bruce. More determination happening there. His eligibility case that he is working through with the state right now. The latest that has been denied, and we'll continue to keep an eye on that. The good news for Ankeny Hawk fans is, though, you don't need Arlen Bruce. The way this offense is revved up and the way that they can score, they can still get it done and still win a championship even without Bruce this season. On the outside, Brody Breck, a great quarterback in Jace Bauer. They have the pieces there and also been really impressed with what they've been able to do on the defensive side of the football this season. Some other scores, Urbandale last week, another good victory for them. They coast to a 36-0 win against Council Bluffs. And the Urbandale Jayhawks were still maybe waiting to see them take that next step up. They had the great win in week 1 against Johnston. They might be the unknown at this point, just how good they're going to be. Southeast Polk with the win. The Rams get their chance against Valley this week. Many people have moved Southeast Polk up to number 1. And speaking of that matchup, we'll get into it a little bit later on here tonight. And we will hear from both sides in the conversation with the coaches, Brad Zelenovich with Southeast Polk and Gary Swenson of West Des Moines Valley. But we've never seen anything like this before in terms of the number of Division I prospects playing in a football game. Should be a great one there in Southeast Polk. They continue to get the job done as they made the road trip over to Cedar Rapids, Jefferson, and a big victory for them there. That's a look back at what we saw in week number 3. It's week 4 tonight, and believe it or not, after tonight, we'll be over halfway through the regular season of Iowa high school football. Remember, the condensed season this year, just 7 weeks of the regular season. Everybody will get into the playoffs, an extra couple of rounds there, but 7-game regular season, and it's week 4 here tonight. We'll hear from the coaches coming up on the other side. We mentioned it is Valley Southeast Polk, a top 5 matchup there. Brad Zelenovich, he will be on the sideline for Southeast Polk, and Gary Swenson for the Valley Tigers. We'll hear from them. Also, Coach Carlson of Waukee and Tom Wilson from Dowling as those two teams prepare to match up at Valley Stadium. That's coming up next year on CISN Prep Preview, powered by Fairway. We're back with more in a moment.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully. It's why at Fairway, only the best meat makes the cut. Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service. At Fairway, our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery.
At MidAmerican Energy, we put our energy into making communities stronger, safer, and ready for the future. We support STEM education and community safety, special events, and economic development activities. We energize our cities and towns just like we have for decades, all to help make your community the place where you want to build your business, your legacy, and your life. It's another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Business owners, real estate agents, are you looking for an experienced, proven, and locally owned partner in Central Iowa for your commercial construction needs? Make it Roshan Corporation. Roshan Corporation will guide you through options to make your dreams a reality. Roshan, your general contractor who can build anything from small tenant improvement spaces to large-scale design-build projects. It's Roshan Corporation. Online at RoshanIA.com. If you can dream it, we can build it.
You can buy a new Ford at any Ford dealer. Why Schottenkirk Ford? Our core values: hard work, trust, character, integrity, honesty, and respect. During Schottenkirk Ford's fall savings event, get up to $12,500 off 2020 F-150 XLT. No goofy rebates. Everyone qualifies. Up to $12,000 off 2020 Expedition XLT. New 2020 EcoSport 4-wheel drive starting at $18,990. Our certified used vehicles come with a 12-month, 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty. Hurry in. Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. SchottenkirkFord.com.
Dowling Catholic Waukee, a great matchup on the field coming your way here tonight on CISN and Prep Preview powered by Fairway as we continue on. Earlier this week, I had an opportunity to talk with Tom Wilson, the Dowling Catholic head coach. That's coming your way. Also, Dar Danielson taking a look at the other side with Coach Carlson of Waukee as we continue. The time to talk to the coaches. That's next on CISN.
Joining us now is Waukee head coach Scott Carlson. And, well, Coach, you get a few wins under your belt, and that's got to just give you some confidence because I know you play those close games, but when you come out with a win on that's always a good thing, isn't it?
Well, definitely. And there's a lot of lessons to be learned this time of year. In the first few games in particular, you're going to find out a lot about your team and what everybody's capable of. But when you're playing a tough schedule and they just keep coming, every week there seems to be an even more interesting challenge for us. And to be able to get a couple of wins at this stage in the game, we're pleased. You'd love to be undefeated, of course, just like anybody else would. But all things considered, being 2-1, moving into this next big game is it's a place where we're comfortable with it, not satisfied, but comfortable, and we understand we need to get better.
You've been getting a lot of big plays offensively and defensively, and I sometimes as a broadcaster forget to mention those guys on the line. You talk about the skill guys, but your line play offensively, you've been giving your quarterback a lot of good time to pass for the most part, and that's really helped quite a bit on offense, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And having a couple of guys returning, Garrett Sperling, Bo Schaller, both guys that got some really good experience for us last year as juniors. And then guys like Matt Kapuska, there's a guy who, was set to really, was a real viable candidate for one of our starting positions last year. And unfortunately, just 1 week prior to the season, he had kind of a weird injury in the weight room that kept him out for the entire season. And so for Matt, he doesn't have that game experience or hasn't had that game experience, but we knew all along that, he was going to be one of those very capable guys. And so to have 3 seniors like that, and then you combine 1 junior and 1 sophomore in that group as well that have a lot of veterans around them. They're starting to come together, I think, and starting to figure it all out. And I think, again, they recognize that there's still a lot of room for improvement, but I think it gives them some confidence moving ahead as well.
Then on the other side of the ball, defensively, that line has been able to put pressure on the other team's offense. Also, they keep a little of that pressure off your linebackers in your secondary because they're clogging things up in there. So good play on the defensive line also, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely. And a couple of newcomers. Well, in fact, a lot of newcomers. They're kind of rotating in and out. But you talk about guys like Ben Ryland, Aiden Gutierrez, Morris Conant. Those guys all have not had game experience with us in the past, but are stepping up in a big way. 2 juniors in that group. And I think, you're going to see some additional guys kind of stepping in there. Caleb Paulus, who was kind of our, guy that really brought a lot of not only experience but leadership into the position. Unfortunately, had an injury last weekend that's going to keep him out. But collectively, a group that is also kind of starting to really do some special things over there and be able to give us a good push, and also hold things down from the rushing game, because I think everybody recognizes that at some point you're going to have to be able to stop the run, to be a really good football team.
So coming into this game, we talked a little bit, after that first game, adjusting things. Where are you at as far as right now is what you're looking at and things that you want to adjust heading into this matchup here with Dowling?
Well, I think you have to do the things that you recognize what you're doing well, and also recognize that the things that you happen to be doing well right now also happen to be the things that people are going to try to take away from you, right?
Yeah.
And so I think, the Centennial game last weekend, in week 3, everybody kind of ran into the weather as an interesting variable, and that changed some plans. For us, it was, in particular, it was the second half when the rain started to fall down, just at the end of the half or at halftime. And so we went much more to a ground-oriented attack. And we were, for us, I think maybe a blessing in disguise as far as the offense is concerned, because it gave our guys a lot of confidence that, okay, when we have to, we can run the ball. And everybody knew we were going to run the ball, and we were still able to do some things. Now, again, the finishing part is the hard part. You got to get the ball in the end zone. You got to get points on the board. And so we felt like there were still a couple of opportunities, to Centennial's credit, in stopping us, but also, some self-inflicted, 5-yard penalties, false starts, things of that nature, where if you're going to move the ball consistently on the ground, you're not going to be able to do those things, of course. So those are the things that, we've really concentrated on shoring up this week, were the mistakes. And, and that was another thing. It was, I felt, pretty uncharacteristic of our group. In the first 2 weekends, we played a pretty clean game in terms of the penalties and so forth. And we took a step backwards in week 3. So that was something we addressed with the guys this week. And we're hopeful moving ahead that that's going to be something we're going to get back to our week 1 and 2 performances in terms of playing clean football.
And, against this opponent, Dowling, those mistakes can really turn them and bite you. And that's the thing you don't like to have, because they can turn those around and turn them into points and come back to you real quick.
Yeah, and if you start thinking about, penalties in terms of, okay, so let's say you have 50 yards of penalties in a game, and then, this one thing we talked about this week with the guys. Let's take a look. We're standing out here on the field. Let's look at the 50-yard line to the goal line and think about, in terms of a close game, what that 50 yards means over the course of a 48-minute game. It's critical. It's vital. And field position is always important, but it gets amplified when you're playing, the caliber of teams like Dowling, for example. You can't afford any more of sometimes you're going to get a penalty or two, but you cannot have an undisciplined, penalty. And over the course of time, those things are just going to break your back, and they're going to not allow you to get out of there with a win. So that's something that really gets magnified in games like this. And
they play a physical style, but you guys seem to be able to match that too, coming back at them, don't you?
Well, we'll find out. We do pride ourselves on playing physical football. Obviously, their resume speaks for itself. They've won 7 state titles because of their physical level of play. And I know, of course, they're going to hang their hat on that, and they're going to pride themselves on that. And so I think that's what people can expect in watching this game is hopefully a very physical football game, and hopefully some great athleticism out there, and hopefully a really good football game to watch.
Yeah, because I think at this point you could talk about the polls, and those are going to maybe switch a little bit more too before this season is over. But when it comes down to it, they have a string of wins in the title game until somebody takes that from them. That's where we stand right now, and your guys seem to have the confidence to go out there and play toe-to-toe with them.
Well, I think that's a mistake that people have made several times over the last several years. Well, this isn't maybe Dowling's best team they've ever had. Well, what you have to remember is that's a pretty high standard. And, if you win 7 in a row, one of those teams wasn't the best team, but yet they were still able to manage to find a way to win it. So this is a very, very good football team, a dangerous team, and well coached. And so they're going to do nothing but get better and better every single week. and we understand that. I mean, nobody knows that any better than us. We've had a lot of close games with them over the years, but they've found ways to win those games. And so until somebody unseats them, like you said, Dar, they're the champs, and they'll remain the champs until somebody figures it out.
All right. Well, Coach Scott Carlson from Waukee, thanks for joining us here, and good luck Friday night.
Appreciate that. Thanks, Dar.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully. It's why at Fairway, only the best meat makes the cut. Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service. At Fairway, our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery.
If you plan to buy a franchise business or you're thinking of starting a new franchise, there's a lawyer right here in Central Iowa that can help you through the process. Rush Niggett of Brick Gentry Law PC has set up an affordable service to help individuals considering buying or starting a franchise business. Learn more online at rushonbusiness.com. Let Rush Niggett help you buy or start your franchise. Rush Niggett, the franchise lawyer with Brick Gentry Law PC. It's good to have Rush on your side.
In Iowa, we grow corn, but to us, corn is more than a cash crop. It's part of who we are. Corn supports our livestock, helping our animals thrive. Corn fuels us. Ethanol powers our state as we push towards a clean, burning future. Corn nourishes us. It gives us an abundance of good food that nourishes our families, helps our student athletes grow stronger. In Iowa, we grow corn. But the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
Welcome back to Prep Preview on CISN. I'm Trent Condon as we talk with head coach of the Dowling Catholic Maroons, Tom Wilson, here with us. Coach, coming off a tough loss against Johnston and getting ready for another big game again this week. Let's start right there with what you saw last week, getting down early in the game. Your team fought back, but ultimately couldn't overcome the Dragons, and your takeaway from that first loss of the season.
For us, it was really a disappointing effort we felt on our part, and I think our kids would tell you that as well. I don't want to take anything away from Johnston. They certainly outplayed us last Friday night. I just felt our overall focus and execution was lacking, and I think it shows that we're still not a real mature team. Obviously, we came off the big win versus Valley, and really failed to show that we can handle the success that brings with it, and we go over to Johnston and get ourselves beat, and we deserve to. So hopefully we have a refocused group. We know we face a very tough opponent, probably the best opponent that we have seen to this point, and a really good football team, so we're going to have to play well.
No doubt about that. We'll get to the matchup coming up this week. One more on that front. There's a lot of people that believe that a loss can be the wake-up call. You guys have, obviously, championship after championship, and sometimes those kids need that kind of thing. What's practice been for your guys this week and getting ready for another week coming off a loss?
It's been very good, and honestly, we came back and just went back to business and was trying to flush the Johnston the way we played out, and obviously we want to learn from those lessons, and you certainly hope that you do, but I think our kids realize that we need to get better. There's several facets of the game of which we need to improve, and that's really been our focus of this week. And there's really no big pep talks or trying to talk anybody into anything. There's no substitute for just going back to work and work on your weaknesses, and really that's what we've done.
You mentioned Waukee coming up this week, a team with incredible speed out there. Aaron Smith, certainly the headliner, one of the fastest players in the state. What have you seen when you've taken a look at the Warriors this week getting ready for the game?
Terrific team. I think they've played great defense to this point. Aaron Smith pretty much neutralized Brody Breck in that ball game, and to do that usually it takes a couple guys to be able to handle it. But I thought Smith was able to do a terrific job on him. I like their entire defense. I think they've got some very good players. in every, really every phase. D-line looks good. Linebackers are solid. Secondary, I think, is very good with some experience back there. So then offensively, I like what they look like up front, especially if I wasn't coaching against them. But, the quarterback has played well. They've got a tight end that certainly has to have your attention. Then you mentioned, Smith's speed on that side. They're going to take their deep shots, and they should when you've got a guy that can run like that. So I think they've played very well to this point. Obviously, they have the loss to Southeast Polk, but Southeast Polk very well could be the best team in the state, and they beat a very good Ankeny team. And so it's going to be a tough matchup, that's for sure.
Talk a little bit, if you can, with the quarterback position. You've been going with the two-man crew, couple of drives for each guys, and then alternating with Smolik, the sophomore, and Steingraber, the senior. Where you're at after last week, and is that still the plan going forward?
Well, it is the plan, and really both kids have had their moments of doing good things, and then moments that they would like to take some things back. And we have to live and learn. If somebody just jumps out, we may end up going with one, but right now we still feel like that's the best thing for us. Just like it was a couple of weeks ago, Steingraber, appears to be more in control of things just with the senior experience. Smolik has an awful lot of talent. But as we look at game film and go through the game, they both have moments of, boy, that was really nice, or boy, what were they thinking about there? So we'll continue to do that, and hopefully, the big thing for us is improving and running the football, which we've hung our hat on that for many, many years here, and that's what we want to do. And I think we threw the ball 36 times a week ago, and the weather really wasn't most conducive for that, but it's what we felt we needed to do to get back into the game, and we just need to run the ball better, and that'll make those quarterbacks look better.
Tom, a question for you looking forward, and I know that's not something you football coaches like to do very often, but you are scheduled to play Roosevelt coming up next week. Of course, Des Moines Public Schools currently are not playing any extracurricular sports or anything else along with it. Have you looked at the possibility of finding somebody else to play in that matchup, or are you just still waiting more decisions to come down for Des Moines Public Schools?
No, we're really not waiting on Des Moines Public Schools. We think that we're going to take a bye week with our varsity at that time. I don't think it's any secret we've battled quite a few injuries throughout the course of this year, and had missed a few starters in the first couple of games. So the big thing for us is to try to get healthy. Lower levels, we'll have freshman game next week, still searching for a sophomore game, but it looks like after this week our next ball game will be against Marshalltown.
Good stuff. Well, appreciate your time as always, Coach. Best of luck out there as you take on Waukee Friday night.
All right, thanks guys, appreciate it.
And thank you to all the coaches for joining us here on Prep Preview, powered by Fairway. We'll take a timeout. When we come back on the other side, getting ready for the matchups across Central Iowa, the big ones in the state. We'll preview Week 4 when we come back. Prep Preview, powered by Fairway. We're back with more in a moment.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully. It's why at Fairway, only the best meat makes the cut. Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service. At Fairway, our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery.
If you plan to buy a franchise business, or you're thinking of starting a new franchise, there's a lawyer right here in Central Iowa that can help you through the process. Rush Niggett of Brick Gentry Law PC has set up an affordable service to help individuals considering buying or starting a franchise business. Learn more online at rushonbusiness.com. Let Rush Niggett help you buy or start your franchise. Rush Niggett, the franchise lawyer with Brick Gentry Law PC. It's good to have Rush on your side. For all of your and your family's eye care needs, make it Elite Eye Care. Dr. Ethan Heisman, Dr. Heidi Bell, and Dr. Kelsey Sawatsky provide expert eye care close to home. From eye exams to contact lenses, eyeglasses to sunglasses, make Elite Eye Care your local optometrist. Set up your next eye care appointment with Elite Eye Care, 9250 University Avenue in West Des Moines, and online at eyedoctordemoines.com. Business owners, real estate agents, are you looking for an experienced, proven, and locally owned partner in Central Iowa for your commercial construction needs? Make it Roshan Corporation. Roshan Corporation will guide you through options to make your dreams a reality. Roshan, your general contractor who can build anything from small tenant improvement spaces to large-scale design-build projects. It's Roshan Corporation. Online at RoshanIA.com. If you can dream it, we can build it. Back with you one final time as we count down to kickoff here on CISN Prep Preview, powered by Fairway. I'm Trent Condon, and as we look at the matchups here tonight, a couple of big ones that we'll have on the airwaves with CISN. Let's start with West Des Moines Valley making the road trip over to Southeast Polk to take on the Running Rams. As we've talked about throughout this preview, and it's been mentioned a lot, talked to a lot of analysts, recruiting analysts that are going to be at the game here this evening for Southeast Polk Valley. We have never seen a game in the state of Iowa that has this many Division I prospects. Never before have we seen this many kids that have offers or that have been committed to play Division I Power Conference football. That's what we're going to see on the field tonight. Valley looking to bounce back after the Week 2 loss to Dowling Catholic. They didn't play a Week 3 game. We heard from Coach Swenson talking about that a little bit earlier with the bye week. Just how much better is that offensive line? Is 14 days enough to completely fix an offensive line? Not likely, but you know Coach Swenson and company certainly going to have them playing at a higher level than what we saw against Dowling Catholic back in week number 2. On the other side, it's a step up in competition for Southeast Polk. They've taken out a couple of good teams. This will be a step up in terms of talent with the Valley Tigers. The big kid on the block, if you will. They're going to get their shot. And how's that sophomore class going to come out there with Proctor, the big offensive tackle? He's going to be pushed. Washington on the inside. They'll be looping around. They're going to do a lot of different things to make it difficult on him. Daly, the quarterback for Southeast Polk. He's played at such a high level this season. What's it going to look like? And, of course, one of the top prospects in the Midwest and in the country, Xavier Nowamka. He does it on offense. He does it on defense. They say he's going to be a safety at the next level. What we know here is he can do it on both sides of the ball for Southeast Polk and Valley. I think we have a chance to have a great game here, and that's coming your way on CISN. We'll also bring you Waukee and Dowling Catholic. Question remains, how does the Maroons get off the mat after taking the loss against Johnston? A week to stew, a week to get better. You could hear Tom Wilson say they thought they had a better week of practice coming into this one than they did a week ago. Was this the wake-up call that they needed? I think the concerns, though, with Dowling still lie. We know defensively they're going to be good. And even in a losing effort, they played well along stretches against the Johnston Dragons. But offensively, they don't have that running back in the backfield that's going to go out there and make those big 75, 80-yard plays. The passing game, they're still figuring out the quarterback situation as they go back and forth between the two quarterbacks. Do they have enough firepower to keep up in a shootout? That's the question that remains. On the other side, Waukee has maybe been one of the big surprises, especially after what we saw from them week 1 and the improvements going into week number 2. This is an opportunity to get that big win. A lot of people want to get that victory against Dowling on the mantle. Should be a fun one here tonight with Dowling Catholic as they face off against the Waukee Warriors. A couple other games across Central Iowa to keep an eye on. Ankeny makes another road trip after going to Fort Dodge last week. Now they'll be making their way to Council Bluffs to take on TJ. The Johnston Dragons, how did they do after that upset victory a week ago? Coach Woodley trying to get those guys back even keel. They'll go up to Ankeny to take on the Centennial Jaguars. Another matchup here tonight on CISN. Also, one other game that I'm intrigued by, how about Urbandale? Doesn't feel like a team we know a lot about. They take on Indianola that gave Dowling all they wanted in week 1. Should be a great group of games here. And we got kickoff coming your way next as we take you out to the fields for kickoff. This is Trent Condon. Thanks for joining us this week on Prep Preview, powered by Fairway.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully. It's why at Fairway, only the best meat makes the cut. Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service. At Fairway, our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery.
At MidAmerican Energy, we put our energy into making communities stronger, safer, and ready for the future. We support STEM education and community safety, special events, and economic development activities. We energize our cities and towns just like we have for decades, all to help make your community the place where you want to build your business, your legacy, and your life. It's another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. Without question, the COVID-19 pandemic created many disruptive changes in our lives. Some of us got sick, jobs and income were compromised, it was difficult to even spend time with family and friends. But one thing hasn't changed, and that's Westside Auto Pro's commitment to quality service, and that will never change. We're here to make sure you get maximum performance and reliability from your vehicle. So as we all move forward, keep Westside Auto Pros in mind. You've been through enough. We'll make sure your car is the least of your worries.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Fall is upon us and fireplace season is here, and you need one of the brand new Heat and Glow gas fireplace inserts. They're the perfect retrofit for that old wood-burning fireplace that you're not using. You get beautiful flames, you get heat, you get easy operation, and they're all brand new Heat and Glow gas fireplace inserts. Please come see us, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
In Iowa, we grow corn, but to us, corn is more than a cash crop. It's part of who we are. Corn supports our livestock, helping our animals thrive. Corn fuels us. Ethanol powers our state as we push towards a clean, burning future. Corn nourishes us. It gives us an abundance of good food that nourishes our families, helps our student athletes grow stronger. In Iowa, we grow corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
Central Bank is proud to support the unmatched spirit of sportsmanship and hard work exemplified by our local athletes. We're fans of high school sports and the way the big game and hometown team rally a community. Best of luck to all of today's competitors. Play hard, have fun, and make something great happen. Central Bank, member FDIC.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully. It's why at Fairway, only the best meat makes the cut. Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service. At Fairway, our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery.
You can buy a new Ford at any Ford dealer. Why Schottenkirk Ford? Our core values: hard work, trust, character, integrity, honesty, and respect. During Schottenkirk Ford's fall savings event, get up to $12,500 off 2020 F-150 XLT. No goofy rebates. Everyone qualifies. Up to $12,000 off 2020 Expedition XLT. New 2020 EcoSport 4-wheel drive starting at $18,990. Our certified used vehicles come with a 12-month, 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty. Hurry in. Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. SchottenkirkFord.com.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. I'm excited to tell you about our new lifetime oil change plan. When you purchase our plan, you'll never have to pay for an oil change again. If you get a different car, simply transfer the plan over. If that car's oil needs are different than your original plan, just pay the difference. It couldn't be simpler. You won't have to worry about inflation or prices going up. Give us a call at Westside Auto Pros to get details on the lifetime oil change plan. And remember, when I say lifetime, I mean your lifetime, not just your car's.
In Iowa, we grow corn. But to us, corn is more than a cash crop. It's part of who we are. Corn supports our livestock, helping our animals thrive. Corn fuels us. Ethanol powers our state as we push towards a clean burning future. Corn nourishes us. It gives us an abundance of good food that nourishes our families, helps our student athletes grow stronger. In Iowa, we grow corn. But the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
Hi, I'm Chris with Fireplace Superstore. Fall's upon us and fireplace season is here, and you need a new Heat and Glow high-efficient gas direct vent. These are ideal for your new construction project, for your remodeling project, or for removing your old wood-burning fireplace and replacing it with a new Heat and Glow high-efficient gas direct vent. Come see us today at Fireplace Superstore, 10820 Douglas in Urbandale.
Mason City, so teams that are off tonight, Ames, East, Lincoln, Hoover, North, Roosevelt, and Ottumwa not scheduled. So let's look at the battle in the Central Iowa. And before we send it to our studio and Jeff Piggott, and as the teams start to come out, let's take a look at our starting lineups here real quickly for Dowling's offense. They get Jake Olson, the senior captain, back at center tonight, so he will be the center. The guards will be Dominic Varelli on the left side and Gabe Carey on the right side. Right tackle is Michael One, and Sam Gavin is the left tackle. Tight end tonight is Andrew Lynch. He'll be backed up by Caden Sanders, and the fullback tonight, Cale Gokenauer. Running back for the Maroons is Zach Swager, and the wide receivers are Louis Brooks and Mac Anderson. We'll see Carson Brown and Koa Thompson in there at times tonight. Quarterback is Jake Steingraber, and he and Jackson Smolik will share duties there. The Dowling defense, Mata Brua will be at one left end. Jalen Pettis at defensive tackle is fourth in a team with 14.5 tackles on the season. The nose guard is Chase Patton. Russell Pearson is on the defensive line. The linebackers, Will Herman, the leading tackler for the Maroons with 22.5 tackles. He wears number 25. Max Derry, Jack Meyer, and Carson Kriegshauser. The cornerbacks are Jake Anderson and Austin Klein, who leads the team with 3 interceptions. And the free safety is Blake Anderson. Carson Boyle is not playing tonight. He's out with a neck injury. He was the starting free safety. And as we mentioned, Andrew Lynch back in the lineup. Ralston Rumley, backup offensive lineman, will be out. We're going to take a break, and we come back. We'll have the kickoff alongside Matt Mainring. I'm Mark Amadale and John Chido tonight. We'll be back with the kickoff between Dowling and Waukee. But first, a word from our Dr. Dan Ryan, the president of Dowling Catholic High School, and our pregame prayer with Father Ryan Andrew here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully. It's why at Fairway, only the best meat makes the cut. Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service. At Fairway, our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery.
At MidAmerican Energy, we put our energy into making communities stronger, safer, and ready for the future. We support STEM education and community safety, special events, and economic development activities. We energize our cities and towns just like we have for decades, all to help make your community the place where you want to build your business, your legacy, and your life. It's another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back to Valley Stadium on a beautiful night. 68 degrees at kickoff as we have a southeast wind at 6 miles per hour. The humidity very low at 36%. Fair skies. Beautiful time of year for the cameras to be out at sunset or sunrise, Matt, because we have the smoky weather from the California and Oregon wildfires, unfortunately, making its way to the Midwest, and the upper atmosphere makes from beautiful sunsets, but we know what that's at the cost of. The people out on the West Coast. But beautiful night. Week 4 of the high school football season. If you joined us late, Dowling has a bye week next week. They were scheduled to play Roosevelt at Drake Stadium. Roosevelt is not playing football, as are Des Moines schools, at least for now. I think there's a meeting this coming week to decide their future. But Dowling will have a bye week next week. So in 2 weeks, we will be up at Marshalltown on our only grass field we'll see this year, and it got tore up the night it rained last week. So not good news there, but we'll get to that more. Hey, we've got a guy that's on the sideline, and this time he's on the home side.
There you go.
That's John Chido. Johnny, come on in. What's the field condition? What's it like down there in the Dowling sideline as you're on the home side this week?
A little bit more intensity, Mark. You can see it. You can kind of feel it as well if you're around that football aura, which is a good news compared to last week in the start of that game. There's absolutely zero wind. As you mentioned, beautiful night for football.
All right, we're underway. Here's the kickoff fielded by one of the upbacks for the Maroons, and he takes it across the 40 and brought down. That's Drew Wingett. He was one of the upbacks at the 30-yard line, and Drew, who just came to Dowling here over the summer, on the return, 1st and 10 Dowling from their own 41-yard line. We're underway here, Matt.
There's respect for Louis Brooks right there. Waukee said we're not going to have your deep, it's one of those things. If your kicker can't get into the end zone, you don't want to give someone like Louis Brooks a shot on a return. So they kicked it and gets Dowling the ball at the 40.
Lucas Bartacek, the kicker for Waukee, is Waukee in their road white uniforms with purple helmets, the white W on the helmet. Dowling on 1st down. Back to throw is Krieghauser. He fires it downfield, and a quick hitter on the near side. It's incomplete to Koa Thompson as we welcome in our CISN.TV crew, Central Iowa Sports Network, carrying the game tonight on YouTube live as we simulcast our radio with their TV. And Matt, a quick hitter that time by Krieghauser.
It was. Koa Thompson just missed there, and fortunate for the Maroons that ball wasn't picked off as it skipped through his hands up in the air.
All right, 5 receivers for Dowling, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Lone back is the quarterback, and that's Krieghauser. Steingraber. Jake fires the ball downfield, and the pass is caught, and that's a huge catch by Koa Thompson right on the 30-yard line of Waukee. 1st down Dowling, and wow, 49 yards.
There's trusting your receiver right there. Koa would just gets one in the hands in that last play, and Steingraber went right back to him, and makes a beautiful catch out there in coverage, and the Maroons are in motion here.
Koa with a 29-yard reception, 1st down Dowling. The Maroons go 2 receivers. In the backfield is Swagger, and he gets the handoff, and he muscles his way down to the 25-yard line over the right side. Followed the blocking of Jake Olson and Gabe Carey, the right guard, and Michael One, the right tackle of the Maroons.
That's a Zach Schwager run right there. He got around, he got bounced out to the side a little bit, and he's not going to try to go to the sideline. He's got to get vertical up the field and run people over, and it's a nice gain on 1st down.
2nd and 5 Maroons, 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. The tight end in there is Andrew Lynch. Good to see 89 in there. Now we got to stoppage of play, and now we'll take up the mic from our official. Jerry Kinder is our referee. False. Dowling offense with the false start. That'll back them up 5 yards. So Swagger's 1st down carry is nullified there. It'll bring up 2nd and 11 for the Maroons.
Those are the little things that have hurt the Maroons, especially last week. This offense is not built to overcome a lot of those little setbacks, and so it's not a big play offense, although the play to Cole was pretty good. It was a nice play, but this offense needs to keep things moving and can't get themselves behind the chains like that.
Jerry Kinder, our referee. The umpire is Matt Stiles. Linesmen are Scott Tryon and John Bergman is the line judge, and back judge Brian Gibson. Back to throw, Steingraber fires the right side, pass broken up, incomplete. Nice individual effort that time by Aaron Smith, number 5 for Waukee, and he came in there and broke it up. I think Garrett Morris was also around the football, number 4 for the Warriors.
Yeah, number 4. Garrett had that ball in his sights, and it got about as big as a beach ball. He was going to pick it off, but unfortunately for the Maroons is that Louis Brooks was coming into the same path and was able to break it up.
So it brings up 3rd and 11 Dowling. Line of scrimmage is the Waukee 31, just underway. Dowling's opening drive. Jake Steingraber, the quarterback, back to throw. Fires over the middle. The pass is caught. And a 1st down for the Maroons, and that's the big guy, I believe, Lynch, on a little crossing pattern over the middle. And it is Andrew Lynch, 1st down catch, 18-yard line of Waukee, Matt.
Exactly what we were talking about before the game. That tight end's got to own the middle of the field and free things up. And Andrew Lynch right there, nice big target. And Steingraber stood in there because Waukee was bringing a blitz on that and sent an extra guy, and Steingraber makes a nice pass and a good catch for Lynch.
He certainly did, and it's a first down Dowling. They'll go with Swager in the backfield behind the quarterback, Steingraber. He fakes the handoff to Swager, fires the ball downfield, pass incomplete, threw it behind Lynch, and pressure on Steingraber that time by Waukee as he had to kind of endure a little bit of both with Ben Ryland, number 17, putting pressure on the Dowling quarterback.
And Colin Evers, the outside linebacker for Waukee, stayed home on that bootleg as well. And even if Lynch would have caught that play was going nowhere.
So it's incomplete. 2nd and 10 Dowling from the Waukee. They're going to call it the 17-yard line. Just underway, 10:22 remaining here in the first quarter, no score. Number 3 Dowling, number 6 Waukee here in Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network. Handoff to Swager, turns the corner. He's got running room around the 10-yard line. Finally dropped about the 8-yard line, near a first down. Might be 6 inches short.
Yeah, half a yard short it looks like, and a nice run by Zach, and offensive line executed well right there. Caught looping lineman there from Waukee, and the space just opened up, and Swager put his head down and got 9.5 yards.
And it'll be a 3rd and 1 coming up for Dowling. The ball at the 8-yard line of Waukee as Steingraber out of the shotgun. Play action fast, passes it in the right corner, and it is caught by Lynch down at the 1-yard line, finally run out of bounds. Lynch had a nice coverage that time as he's helped up off the ground by the Waukee Warriors, Joe Morrison.
Yeah, Joe Morrison makes the play, saves a touchdown there for Waukee as just a little rub pattern for Lynch underneath, and Steingraber hits him in stride and down to the 1-yard line. Now the Maroons are knocking on the door here.
The Maroons will go with a diamond formation. One receiver to the left, that's Louis Brooks. And here's a snap. Handoff right side to Swager, and he'll go in for the touchdown. Standing up, Zach Swager from a yard out, and Dowling strikes first. They take the opening kickoff and go 59 yards on their first series for the touchdown.
And that offensive line looked really good right there in that series and was able to handle the big front. I mean, that's a big front for Waukee, and it makes a big difference getting Olsen back in there, that senior leader and directing traffic.
And captain.
Yeah.
Can't forget that. Now the extra point now by the Maroons. Steingraber will stay in the hole. The ball is up, and the kick is up, and it is good as Diego Leon with the extra point tonight. 7-0 Dowling, 9:35 remaining first quarter. We'll take a break. You're listening and watching tonight's high school game between Waukee and Dowling on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. Without question, the COVID-19 pandemic created many disruptive changes in our lives. Some of us got sick, jobs and income were compromised, it was difficult to even spend time with family and friends. But one thing hasn't changed, and that's Westside Auto Pro's commitment to quality service, and that will never change. We're here to make sure you get maximum performance and reliability from your vehicle. So as we all move forward, keep Westside Auto Pros in mind. You've been through enough. We'll make sure your car is the least of your worries.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Fall is upon us and fireplace season is here, and you need one of the brand new Heat and Glow gas fireplace inserts. They're the perfect retrofit for that old wood-burning fireplace that you're not using. You get beautiful flames, you get heat, you get easy operation, and they're all brand new Heat and Glow gas fireplace inserts. Please come see us, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Hey, we're back here at Valley Stadium as Dowling was set to kick off as Diego Leon puts the ball away, and it'll be fielded by Waukee and dropped at the 15-yard line, picked up by Aaron Smith, and he puts his head down and is wrapped up as he crosses maybe the 17-yard line. So that's for the Waukee Warriors to start 1st and 10 right around their own 17, but not after Dowling taking the opening kickoff, going 9 plays, 59 yards, capped off by a Zach Swager 1-yard run. John Scheidel, as Matt and I were noticing up here, offensive line played a big key in that first series.
Yeah, they sure did. It seemed like they're getting a lot more push with that offensive line tonight than compared to last week. But Coach mentioned in the broadcast earlier, Andrew Lynch opens up that running game.
It certainly does. And now Waukee on first down, and they got their running game going on first down. breaking a tackle and up near a first down is their tailback, and what a load he's going to be throughout the night as Alex Lindquist with the carry there, Matt, on the right side.
He did. They pulled a guard on that play, and Waukee has a lot of success when they pull those guards, and sometimes you'll see them pulling 2 people on a lot of these run plays.
2nd down and 1, and Waukee another run play right up the gut to give it to Lindquist again. Alex Lindquist, 6 foot, 190-pound senior running back, and talk about the veterans. Scott Carlson talked about this. Some of these kids have played 3 years in the varsity since sophomores, and he chews up yardage for a first down to the 36 that time, 19-yard run.
This offensive line is really good from Waukee. They are quick and pull.
All right, Waukee now with a little run on the other side, and that is was that a quick pass or was it a run?
No, it was a run. Will Herman came up and made the stop on the play, and Lindquist heads to the outside. And Herman came up and made a nice tackle in the alley out there and at the numbers and created a short gain.
2-yard run. Put the ball at the 38. So it's 2nd and 8, Waukee. They go right to left, defending the south end zone here. And here's a read option. The quarterback will keep the football, and that is Jacob Holcomb. Takes it up the middle, and I'll tell you what, if he would have handed it off, that running back running the jet sweep would have been hammered in the backfield, but a good read by him.
A really good read by Holcomb right there because that play was going nowhere, and they had a nice push up front, creates a 3rd and short. Holcomb, he's not going to run it a bunch, but he does it effectively when he picks his spots.
Just to keep you honest, gain of 5, 3rd and 3, Waukee. Holcomb, toss play right side. That's Lindquist trying to turn the corner, and he can't.
Good play.
Hit and dropped in the backfield, and may have lost a yard or 2. Let's see where they spot forward progress, but it'll bring up 4th and 3 for Waukee.
A really good play by the corner out there on that play and came up and made a nice open field tackle because they had a guy out there with him.
Yes,
it looked like it was going to go somewhere, but he got stopped up.
Well, we saw Lindquist carry the ball 4
Jake
times.
Anderson on the stop there.
And Holcomb carried once, and Lindquist the other 4 times. 4th down, and Waukee will punt. And their punter is Garrett Schmidt, number 90, gets it away. Right-footed kick. And Louis Brooks, a fair catch, signal for it about the 23, and that's where Dowling will start. 1st and 10 from their own 23-yard line with 7:01 remaining here in the first quarter on Homecoming and Athletic Hall of Fame induction weekend for Dowling Catholic here at Valley Stadium. Dowling 7, Waukee nothing. Down to the Dowling sideline, that is where John Chido is at, John.
Well, after that first series, Mark and Coach, Dowling defense settled down there a little bit. They were getting upfield a little bit too quick and kind of over-pursuing the play, and then they settled in nice there. What a great 3rd and short play that was stopped by the Dowling defense.
Yeah, big play by the Maroons on that weak corner as they use that. So Maroons with the first down. Steingraber stays in, fires the ball over the middle. Ball is tipped and incomplete. He tried to hit a receiver on a quick hitter over the middle on a quick post about 8 yards downfield, but it's incomplete for the Maroons. I think, let's see who the receiver was. It might have been Koa Thompson.
Yeah, we got Steingraber got lucky there over the middle because that ball ended up floating, and it's one of them balls that could end up being a 50-50 ball and go the other way.
Yeah, you got to be careful there. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left, tight end on the right, back to throw Steingraber, fires it out, pass is caught, Lynch with the catch up near the 29.
They knocked it loose. A good hit.
And they're going to wave it off.
Yeah, they wave it off. I think it was number 32 there, Chase Evanson coming up, and we talked about him in the pregame, and he's a hitter, and he came and knocked that ball out of Lynch's hands, and creates a 3rd and 10 for the Maroons.
But Dowling in a 3rd and long, as you mentioned. Dowling trying to get into the Bozen to Flores red zone. Say more with Bozen. Bozen makes the moment mean more. 244 Roses, 244-7673. Mark Amadale, Matt Maindring, John Chido tonight from Valley Stadium here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network. Steingraber on 3rd and long, back to throw, fires it out, and it's incomplete. Overthrew his intended receiver, Mac Anderson, on the left side. It'll bring up 4th down for Dowling. The first time we'll see Jake Calvert in the Dowling punt unit.
Really good route there by Mac Anderson, and a nice throw by Steingraber, just a hair off, and that ball got on him in a hurry, but it was for the first down, just like you teach kids to do. He ran 3 yards past the sticks, came back, and that's a tough throw and catch, and almost executed it perfectly.
All right, back deep for Waukee will be Ben Halber. He stands at his own 38-yard line, awaiting Calvert's left-footed kick. Calvert, good snap, and the ball off the side of his foot, and it'll go past the 40 of Dowling and out of bounds at about the Dowling 39. So Waukee's offense will have great field position after Calvert kind of mishit that one to be 1st and 10 Waukee from the Dowling 39, a punt of 16 yards.
The field position just got swapped right there, and you talk about punters and how they make a difference in the game, and you get a good one like Matthew Hawk at the Dolphins, you know, but the good punt by Waukee, and then now they're set up in good position.
Warriors now in the backfield. We'll see Lindquist as they did a little shift that time, and the quarterback will keep it. That's Jacob Holcomb, and he keeps the football, and he gets down to the 35-yard line. A gain of 4 to bring up 2nd and 6. Let's go down to John Chido on the Dowling sideline, and a tough break for the Maroons, 3 and out, and then the shank punt there, Johnny.
Yeah, that's just like a turnover. We talked about this in pregame. When you have missed opportunities like that, you have 3rd and long, and you want to have a nice punt off and kind of not be able to flip the field position, and now Waukee has established that and it's put them in a great situation.
Holcomb a gain of 4, the Waukee quarterback. And it's 2nd and 6. Holcomb on play action, fires towards the end zone, looking for a receiver. That's Dale Stout. It's incomplete to the young man who transferred up here from Olathe, Kansas. And looking for his second reception. His first one went for a game winner against Ankeny. And here it's incomplete, broken up nicely by the Dowling defense, Matt.
He had inside possession, and he's a tall kid and a nice target, and the Dowling defender had pretty good position on him, and it was almost executed pretty well, and bounced away, and here we go, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6.
3rd and 6, Holcomb on read option will keep the football, runs the right side. He's hit and dropped, shy of the first down to the 32-yard line. He'll gain 3, and it'll bring up 4th down for the Warriors. And decision time, I think this is 4-down scenario. I don't think they're going to punt. Their field goal kicker is Lucas Bartachek, and he's hit a 34-yarder on the year. And right now, he would have to hit one from 48 yards or more. It looks like the Warriors are going for it.
Yeah, high school football, that's not going to happen too often.
No.
So
no.
This is a pretty easy decision from the coaching side. That was a great play there by Max Derry. He came up and made a nice play on that to get the 4th down for the 3rd down stop.
Waukee going for it. They'll put a man in motion. Back to throw is Holcomb. Fires downfield. Got a man open and hit. And is it caught? Yes, it is. Reception at the 11-yard line as their tight end got popped right as he caught it. 1st down Waukee on a sensational catch that time by the Warriors.
Yeah, Braden Menz. That was a way to hang on to the football because he got hit. And I couldn't tell if it was Blake Anderson, I believe, came over and made the hit on that play. Wow. He was fortunate to bring that ball down to the ground.
And for Menz, that's his first catch of the season. It goes for 24 yards and a Waukee 1st down. Now they'll run the jet sweep, turning the corner, and going in for the touchdown is the Waukee Warriors. That's Aaron Smith on an 11-yard run. And Waukee now 1 point away from tying the contest. Touchdown Warriors at 5:06 left in the first quarter, 7-6 Dowling, pending the extra point on a jet sweep from right to left.
Yeah, they got leverage on the outside there, and Smith is fast and was able to execute and run to the pylon and untouched.
Nice game on Iowa Catholic Radio, brought to you in part by Ashworth Vision, Construction Professionals, and Dental Associates. Mark Amadale, Matt Maindring, John Chido. Beautiful night here at Valley Stadium. Lucas Bartachek in for the extra point. He's perfect on the season, 7 for 7. And the ball is down, the kick is up, and it is good. So we're tied, folks. Number 3 Dowling, number 6 Waukee, tied at 7. 5:06 remaining first quarter. We'll take a break and be back here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Save thousands now at Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. 15% off 2020 Equinox and 2020 Trax, or 0% for 84 months. 15% off 2020 Sonic and 2020 Spark. WaukeeChevy.com. 12% off 2020 Blazer. 10% off 2020 Colorado. Up to $15,000 off new 2020 Suburban. We're in a position to give you more for your trade. As always, we're a partner you can count on. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
In Iowa, we grow corn, but to us, corn is more than a cash crop. It's part of who we are. Corn supports our livestock, helping our animals thrive. Corn fuels us. Ethanol powers our state as we push towards a clean, burning future. Corn nourishes us. It gives us an abundance of good food that nourishes our families, helps our student athletes grow stronger. In Iowa, we grow corn. But the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
We're tied at 7 after Waukee goes 5 plays, 39 yards. They take advantage of a botched punt by the Maroons to score. And Aaron Smith from 11 yards out gives Waukee the tie with the extra point being good. Dowling scoring came from Zach Swager on a 1-yard run. We're tied at 7. John Chido, tough position to put the Dowling defense in to defend 39 yards, and Waukee took advantage of that.
Yeah, they sure did. And Mentz, coming out of that tight end position to set up that touchdown, ran a will route, and it's kind of a delayed route, and he was able to get out in space as everybody else cleared. And it's hard to cover that route. And like you guys said, he made a nice catch and was able to hold on that ball. And then, was it Aaron Smith that ran that jet sweep?
Yes.
Yeah. Boy, he's got some wheels. And if you don't contain him inside, he's going to do a lot of damage to that Dowling defense.
And a nice catch that time by Menz, his first of the year, Matt Maindring, at 24 yards to set up the 1st and 10 at the Dowling 11, and then Aaron Smith took it in.
I don't know, maybe John can help me here. It might have been number 89, Eddie Sadet, who caught that. I couldn't, it was either an 88 or an 89 over there, but either way, it was a well-run play and
absorbed
a big
the
catch.
Hit. Absorbed a hit.
Big
Here's
catch.
A kickoff by Waukee, and they're going to kick it. They kicked it down at the 5-yard line, and on the return across the 20, 25 up to the 27-yard line is the Maroons, and that is number 11, Mac Anderson, on the return. He and Louis Brooks are both back there. So for the first time tonight, Waukee decides to kick it to one of the Dowling return men, but Maroons will take over 1st and 10 from their own 27-yard line, it appears.
And the last thing on that last drive was the fact that catch was by the tight end was on 4th down. And so that was the defense had done its job, and then Waukee executed it. To John's point, that punt was just like a turnover and shortened the field for Waukee.
1st and 10 Maroons. They'll go in a pistol formation. 2 receivers to the left. Dowling going left to right. As Smolik in at quarterback, they give it to Swager, and Zach is hit and swallowed under at the 25-yard line. He'll lose 3, and it'll bring up 2nd and 13.
Aiden Gutierrez there on the defensive front for Waukee, and that's a big kid to move around. You said 6'3", 350.
He has a load.
And Zach couldn't get away from him there and loses 4 yards.
Up front for Waukee, Ben Ryland, Aiden Gutierrez, as we mentioned, defensive tackle, Morris Kane, and Braden Mentz. Mentz kind of a two-way player. He's a backup tight end, but he's a starting defensive end. Evers, Evanson, Halliburton, the linebackers, and Dowling now with the football. They lose. Smolik loses the football, and I think Waukee got it. They took it out of bounds, and the Warriors come up with the football. Ben Halliburton recovers it right in front of the Dowling bench at the Maroon 26-yard line.
Yeah, Smolik, that read option, and he kept the ball and was going up to the middle. He never really got it put away very well, and ends up getting jostled. The ball comes out, and Waukee opportunistic, and before the game said Waukee's defense hadn't had many turnovers. And
that's their first fumble recovery of the season.
Yeah.
1st and 10 Waukee, 4:14 remaining first quarter, tied at 7. Full house backfield. They'll give it to Aaron Smith. He bounces off a tackle going left. Now reverses field. Got some room inside the 15, at the 10, towards the pylon, and he'll score. Touchdown, Aaron Smith and Waukee from 26 yards out. So a muff punt and a fumble, and Waukee capitalizes here in the first quarter, and they lead Dowling 13-7, pending the extra point.
That play's a tough play as a defensive coordinator because you have it dialed up right, and they had the play stopped and bunched up, and then all of a sudden you have an athlete making a play.
All on his own.
Yeah.
And what an athlete Aaron Smith is. Two-way player, two-way starter for Waukee. Also returns the kickoffs, and now the Warriors attempting their extra point. On the Ben Schaller will be the snapper, and the holder is the quarterback Holcomb. Ball is down, the extra point, it's a low kick, it's up, and it is good by Lucas Bartacek. So a timeout on the field, 4:03 remaining first quarter. It is Waukee 14, Dowling 7 here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Central Bank is proud to support the unmatched spirit of sportsmanship and hard work exemplified by our local athletes. We're fans of high school sports and the way the big game and hometown team rally a community. Best of luck to all of today's competitors. Play hard, have fun, and make something great happen. Central Bank, member FDIC.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully. It's why at Fairway, only the best meat makes the cut. Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service. At Fairway, our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium. Homecoming for Dowling Catholic tonight, but Waukee having a lot to say as Bartachek kicks it away, and it's fielded by Mac Anderson at the 10. He gets across the 15, 20. Outside he cuts. Outside the number's 30, and he's finally wrestled down right in front of the Waukee bench at the 38-yard line, but not before the Warriors take advantage of a Dowling turnover. One play, 26 yards. Aaron Smith on his second touchdown of the evening, and it's 14-7 Waukee as they took advantage of a Dowling turnover.
We got flags out on there in the field right now, and a little extracurricular after the play was over. I couldn't tell where it happened at, but there's going to be a mark-off, I think, against the Maroons.
And we'll go down to our sideline reporter tonight. That's John Chido. He's with us on the Dowling sideline right in front of us. Johnny, take it away.
Yeah, Aaron Smith has some speed, and Dowling had him stopped in his tracks, and it was just a stretch play to the boundary to the Dowling sideline, and it seemed like everybody was pursuing, and then they just kind of stopped, and it was one of those things that I think everybody's expecting the guy next to him to make the play, and next thing you know, he reverses track, and he's off to the races, and there was no backside contained. It was just an excellent play by Aaron Smith.
Yeah, it certainly was.
A personal foul at number 2 on the return team.
So they're going to get Louis Brooks with a personal foul, and that'll mark the Maroons back 15 yards as they were going to start from right around their own 38-yard line. That'll move them back. So the Maroons with a first down back at their own 23-yard line.
And unfortunately, that negates a nice run back on that kick right there by Anderson. So now the Maroons get their shooting toes off here as this first quarter unfolds.
First and 10 Dowling from their own 23-yard line. Maroon offense out there. Smolik stays in at quarterback. The give is a Swagger. He breaks some tackles, gets up to about the 30-yard line. 6-7-yard gain for Zach Swagger, who scored the lone Dowling touchdown to start the game off. But right now it's 14-7 Waukee with 3:40 remaining.
Zach's running well tonight. He is running downhill, and that was a nice strong run off tackle off the left side there, and a good powerful run by the senior.
Two receivers right to the left for Dowling. Smolik, the quarterback, the sophomore in. Toss play left side and getting outside the numbers and picking up yardage and more, and that's Swagger and Zach across the 40, and he finally picks up the first down at the 44 of Dowling, a 14-yard run, little toss play to the left.
Nice crackback block there on the outside as they opened up that edge, and Zach was able to get around the corner and even had a little dance move in there.
He did.
A runner down the field.
He did.
Nice run.
Maroons with the first down as we approach the 3-minute mark here in the first quarter. Waukee 14, Dowling 7. The Warriors ranked 6th on the Radio Iowa poll. Dowling ranked 3rd. Mark Amadale, Matt Mandering up here in the press box, and John Chido on the field. Here's a handoff to Swagger. Zach breaks a tackle and pushes his way up to the 46-yard line. He'll gain 2. Those were 2 hard-earned yards. They'll bring up 2nd and 8 for the Maroons.
Those are the kinds of runs that wear a defense down. You know, as hard as he's running right there, he's punishing the defenders as he's going downhill, and nice strong run.
Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Skeffington's Formal Wear, Mercy One, and Kemen. 2nd and 8, Dowling. Maroons on their own 46-yard line here in the first quarter. 2 tight ends in for Dowling, 2 receivers to the right. Swagger in the backfield, and Smolik, the sophomore quarterback, on the read option. Smolik gives it to Swagger. Zach pounds his way up near the 48-yard line for a gain of 2, and it'll bring up 3rd and 6 for Dowling.
Off tackle to the right side on that one for Swagger, and nice again, powerful run. Gives yourself 3rd and 6 here, and puts the Maroons in a favorable situation.
As Smolik, the Dowling quarterback, the sophomore. The Maroons rotate quarterback. Steingraber got the start. Jackson Smolik, 6'2", sophomore in at quarterback now.
Lined up off sides. I was looking at that going, I'm sitting in a pretty good spot
You're right
to see
on
this.
You're right on the line of scrimmage.
He lined up off sides. Number 88 for Waukee, Braden Menz.
Yeah, Menz. We give him credit for that catch. It was actually Sadak with the catch.
Yeah.
Our thanks to the folks at Waukee and our board op, Jeff Piggott, for texting me. My phone blows up when I make a mistake.
Yeah,
that was one.
I might have led you into that one.
Well, it's hard. 88 and 89, and they're both good, Sadat and Menz. So it's 3rd and 1. It's ball's advanced to the 47 of Waukee. A little quick hitter. Pass is caught, and that is Lynch with the first down catch. They'll stop the clock and advance the sticks, if that's where they mark it at. Right,
looks like it's going to be a first down. Joe Morrison comes up and makes a stop for Waukee for the Warriors, but Lynch ran a great pattern, and Smolik put it right on him, and they keep the ball moving here.
So Dowling takes advantage of the Waukee penalty. He picks up a couple yards on the reception by Lynch, and it's 1st and 10. Dowling from the Waukee 46 as we approach the final minute of the first quarter. A little quick hitter over the middle, caught from the left side. That's the big guy, Lynch. Good to see him back after missing a couple games with that ankle injury, and Morrison, he makes the catch.
Joe Morrison came low on Lynch. He said, I'm not going to take him upstairs. I'm going to go down and take his legs out, and Lynch makes a nice catch and should move the chains.
Up to 36, a gain of 10.
Well, they're not giving him
9.5.
They're giving him short, yep.
9.5. Officially
9 3/4,
yeah.
I think. Yeah, I think they are going to measure.
They're calling for the measurement, so we got a stoppage in play with 46 seconds.
No, they said we don't want to waste time doing that. We're going to give us first down. They're going to give the Maroons a first down.
Jeff Kinder, the referee, said, okay, first down. 1st and 10 for Dowling as they're in the Waukee territory.
That is one thing that's changed in the 10 years of football, in the last 10 years. They don't measure near as often anymore.
Well, the fields are marked properly, Coach. Back when you guys were marking them, it was with chalk, and it was handoff Zwager. Zach, right up the gut he goes, inside the 35. He spun around, finally at the 31-yard line of Waukee, and he picks up 4 yards
going
there.
Right at that front 4 of Waukee, and they're creating some spaces there for Zach, and again, he's putting those shoulders down and running downhill. Nice run.
5-yard run brings up 2nd and 5. That might be the final play of the first quarter as final seconds ticking down. The Maroons do not have to snap the football. And that will be the last play. So we've come to the end of the first quarter play here at Valley Stadium on Dowling's homecoming and Athletic Hall of Fame weekend. It's Waukee 14, Dowling 7, along with Matt Maindring and John Chido. I'm Mark Amadale, back with the second quarter in 1 minute here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
In Iowa, we grow corn, but to us, corn is more than a cash crop. It's part of who we are. Corn supports our livestock, helping our animals thrive. Corn fuels us. Ethanol powers our state as we push towards a clean, burning future. Corn nourishes us. It gives us an abundance of good food that nourishes our families, helps our student athletes grow stronger. In Iowa, we grow corn. But the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
Buy a new Ford at any Ford dealer. Why Schottenkirk Ford? Our core values: hard work, trust, character, integrity, honesty, and respect. During Schottenkirk Ford's fall savings event, get up to $12,500 off 2020 F-150 XLT. No goofy rebates. Everyone qualifies. Up to $12,000 off 2020 Expedition XLT. New 2020 EcoSport 4-wheel drive starting at $18,990. Our certified used vehicles come with a 12-month, 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty. Hurry in. Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. SchottenkirkFord.com.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium. We start the second quarter. Dowling trailing the Waukee Warriors 14-7 in a top 6 matchup. 6th-ranked Waukee, 3rd-ranked Dowling. The Maroons will go from right to left towards the north end zone here on a beautiful night as we started the game with temperatures at 68 degrees, low humidity, low wind, and Dowling with a 2nd and 5 from the Waukee 31-yard line. Smolik at quarterback. As a back in the backfield, and that is Zwager. They faked to Zach, fired over the middle, caught by Lynch down at the 25-yard line, and he should have enough for a first down there, Matt.
He should, and that's what your tight end is for, is moving the chains, and you get those 5-6 yard Quick slants in the middle of the field there and behind those linebackers that are respecting Zach Swager coming up in the run, and it forces them forward and it creates a seam back there that's tough to defend.
Certainly is. And 6-yard gain for Lynch to the 25-yard line of Waukee, and it's back to his throw is Smolik, and he's going to hit and drop, and he loses the football, and I think Waukee's got it. They do. Smolik rolled to his left, the play broke down, and Waukee did too. They broke him down, and another turnover against Dowling. That's their second tonight, and a tough break for the Maroons as they were getting near the Bozeman red zone.
They were on a drive there, and Smolik's first read went away. He was looking for, I believe it was Mac Anderson coming across the middle, and the safety jumped the route, and so he did the right thing in pulling it down. But those big linemen from Waukee, you got to have pretty strong hands to hang on to that football if they're going to come swiping at it.
And they did. First down, Waukee from their own 30-yard line. Quarterback is Holcomb. On a read option, the give is to Smith in the backfield, or is that Lindquist? Lindquist, the carrier, and he's swallowed up at the 31-yard line, gain of 1. John Chido, come on in. Tough break for the Maroons. Smolik got hit and lost the football and lost possession.
Yeah, you guys are exactly right. He was looking for that read, and it wasn't there, and he pulled it back and just didn't gather the ball with the defensive linemen that were in his face. But Dowling keeps on shooting himself in the foot with these different opportunities. They go wasted with penalties and turnovers.
And the Dowling defense on the field once again, and that's what you don't want to see. And now a little read option. They give it to the tailback, and what move he got. Ran out of bounds at across the 42-yard line. That's Lindquist again. Between Lindquist and Smith, they've got a pretty good amount of speed, but a penalty flag down back at the 34 after he's run out of bounds at the 42.
Everybody's walking backwards. It's that ball. That flag gets thrown in the middle of the field like that. You got to think it's going to be a holding or a block in the back of some sort, and so they're going to mark this off against Waukee. Derry did a pretty good job of keeping him out in space in front of him. The Lindquist has that speed and was able to get around him, and Derry knocks him out of bounds.
So penalty is against Waukee, as you mentioned, holding, and they'll move the ball back to the 24-yard line. So that wipes out an 11-yard gain for Alex Lindquist, the Waukee tailback. Bring up 2nd and 16 for the Warriors. Head coach is Scott Carlson in his 25th year, 157 wins, 92 losses. Warriors finishing 7-4 last year. Handoff up the middle to Lindquist, and he's hit and swallowed up by the Dowling interior line.
Yeah, nice job inside there. You have Pearson and Patton and Pettis, and they really swallowed that play up and didn't allow them to get shoved around, and creates 3rd and 14. And finally, we got Waukee for the first time tonight. He's behind the chains.
Warriors with 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Their tight end will line up on the left side. Watch Sadat. He's that H-back outside that left end. Matt, they like to get him involved here with Lindquist in the backfield. And the quarterback, Jacob Holcomb, the senior. Read option. Holcomb gives it to Lindquist. Bounces off a tackle, still on his feet. And now puts his head down and gets across the 35 to the 36-yard line. He'll gain 10 yards, but it'll bring up 4th and 4 for the Warriors.
Yeah, that's one of those plays that the Dowling defense is willing to give up that draw inside and play it safe. Because you're right, a kid like Sadat, who's their leading receiver, is going to be lethal over the middle on a play like that. And you got to make sure you're going to get that stop. And the Maroon defense, with the help of that penalty, does get a stop and gives the offense an opportunity to put the ball back.
Their punter Garrett Schmidt in there for Waukee. He'll stand back at his own 22-yard line. Gets the punt away. It's a high, short kick. It may bounce at midfield. Bounces to Dowling 45. Takes a Dowling bounce up to the 47 and finally down by the Warriors there. As the Maroons catch a break there on the field, as Dowling will have it 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line. Our score, Waukee 14, Dowling 7. 9 minutes, 8 seconds remaining here in the second quarter from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline. That's where John Chido is at tonight. Johnny, take it away.
I don't know if you guys are seeing the same thing I am, but Waukee's kind of like a mirror image of Dowling at times. They get themselves in bad situations, gets behind the chains, but their offense is kind of similar to Dowling's offense, and defense is kind of playing the same. It's kind of watching the same team out here.
I think they feel that way in practice at times too. And now here's a pass that is caught by Louis Brooks on a nice bullet pass that time by Steingraber back in there, the senior. And Louis with the catch right near midfield. Let's see if they're going to spot it at the 49 of Waukee.
And that was that speed of Aaron Smith coming up behind Louis and knocking him down as soon as he caught it. Louis did a great job of hanging on to that football, and it's like a long handoff for him, and a nice play over the middle for Louis. Moved the sticks a little bit, or moved the ball a little bit, and away we go.
4-yard gain on the play. 2nd down, 6 Dowling from the Waukee 49. And now here's a toss play. Schwager gets it. He avoids one tackle, puts his head down, and gets across the 48. The line of scrimmage was a 49, down to about the 40. Move up to the 46-yard line.
Yep.
Gain of 3.
So now you have a 3rd and short, and in that weird part of the field that you don't know what you're going to do on 4th down, so you're calling the play here. In the back of your mind, are you going to go for it on 4th down or not? Yeah. So it's but with Steingraber back there, you think you're going to be able to move the ball here in the air.
3rd and 3 Dowling from the Waukee 46. Under 8 minutes remaining in the first half. Play action here. Steingraber lost the ball up, looking for Brooks. He has to come back. Fulton does with the catch at the 28-yard line. He out-jumped Aaron Smith, the two-way player for the Warriors. 1st down Maroons.
That's what Louis Brooks can do for you. Steingraber threw that ball up there a long ways, and Brooks was still in his break as that ball was in the air, and that's a lot of practice on the field that pays off, and Louis goes up and high points it and comes down with the football.
18-yard reception that time for Louis Brooks from quarterback Jake Steingraber. 1st down Dowling at the 28-yard line as they approach the Bozeman Flores red zone here. As they go right to left, Steingraber on play action. The pass is tipped and incomplete. Little quick hitter over the middle and tipped in the air rather, and Maroons almost coughed up the football, but it's incomplete. There's safety there. I'm not sure if that was Smith or not, but he almost ran that down.
Yeah, Lynch, and that's what you hate to see that happen over the middle is we got a penalty on the field here.
We got a stoppage in play with 7:29 remaining.
Oh, they're saying Lynch was covered.
So he'd be an ineligible receiver downfield.
Yep.
That'll back the Maroons up. Maroons self-destructing at times in this first half, trailing 14-7.
The only thing about that is that they don't have the option to decline it. Otherwise, they might have, because it creates a 1st down again in 15. So it's not too much of a penalty in that situation.
That's right.
Right there.
That's right. So it's 1st and 15, Maroons. Steingraber, high snap, retrieves the football, rolls to his right, being chased, avoids a tackle, fires the ball out, looking for Louis Brooks, and it's incomplete. Threw it over Louis' head, and well done, because he had a run for his life.
He did.
Jake.
That was an athletic play there by Steingraber as he went out, and Jake had to first pick up the ball, then outrun that defense, and then find a receiver he could throw it away to and not get intentional grounding. So that's a senior play right there by that young man.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 15 for Dowling Catholic here on this drive. They're going to switch out the balls here, as they do, from the Waukee 33. Maroons have to get inside the 18-yard line for a 1st down. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. 1 to the left is Mac Anderson at the bottom of your screen. Back to throw Steingraber, avoids 1 tackle. Still on his feet, will keep it, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield. Back at the 35-yard line. He'll lose a couple of yards, and it'll bring up 3rd and 16.
That front 4 from Waukee just got a really good push on that offensive line and didn't give Steingraber much chance back there. And then as he adjusted, stepped up in the pocket, the second wave of linebackers came in and was able to swallow him up.
So a loss of 2 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 17 for the Maroons. 1 receiver to the left. That's at the bottom of your screen if you're watching on CISN.TV. Here's Steingraber out of the shotgun. Steps up in the pocket. Can't find anybody open. And he's hit and dropped right at the 33-yard line. He'll gain a couple and will bring up 4th down for the Maroons.
This is a tough, he did the right thing there in hanging on to it because there wasn't anybody open downfield and didn't have many options. This is a tough one as a coach because you're at that 4th and no man's land and it's too close to punt. Yeah. And out of range for a field goal, so here you got Gutierrez going off the field here, and probably just needs a little air. It's been a long series for them on defense.
Maroons are going to go for it. 4th and 14 for the Maroons. Dowling on the Waukee 33. 3 receivers left. of the formation at the bottom of your screen.
I would say
one to the
this
right.
is a prevent defense. Look at that defense. I haven't seen this. I mean, they got
six safeties.
Six safeties.
Standing at the 20-yard line. 4-man rush for Waukee. One linebacker in the middle. Back to throw, Steingraber. Steps up, will want to run. He's going to be shy of the first down. He's finally hog-tied and dropped nicely by Ben Ryland. He'll be shy of the first down inside the 25 of Waukee, down to the 23. And Maroons will turn the ball over on downs. Steingraber gains 10, and Waukee will take over on downs.
They did exactly what they wanted to do there. They kept everything in front of them and were able to stop that up and prevent Steingraber from running for the first down.
10-yard run.
I think we're going to have a
we'll have the COVID timeout.
COVID timeout.
Yep. Sanitation of the balls and water break. We'll take a 1-minute break. 6:01 remaining here in the second quarter. It's Waukee 14, Dowling 7 here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Central Bank is proud to support the unmatched spirit of sportsmanship and hard work exemplified by our local athletes. We're fans of high school sports and the way the big game and hometown team rally a community. Best of luck to all of today's competitors. Play hard, have fun, and make something great happen. Central Bank, member FDIC.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium, homecoming for Dowling Catholic and Athletic Hall of Fame. We'll talk more about that at halftime. Carolyn Kirchhoff will join me at halftime. We'll talk Dowling Pancake Breakfast also. And a reminder, the Iowa Catholic Radio's Fall Carathon begins on September 28th, and of course we'd appreciate your support if you can give online, iowacatholicradio.com, or you can call in 515-223-1150 that week. Your gift is a tax-deductible contribution, and that's what keeps Iowa Catholic Radio on the air, Matt Maindring, as we all know.
You bet. We always appreciate that support that the radio station gets.
All right, 1st and 10, Waukee as we come out of the timeout. They'll give it to their tailback. He runs around the left side. He's got some room, tries to cut upfield. That's Lindquist with it. He may have the first down as he pushes his way up to the 35-yard line.
Actually, I believe he's coming off a little bit of limp. I couldn't tell if that was Lindquist or if that was Spikesma.
We haven't seen him.
22. No, I know it. It was Spikesma on that play. Lindquist coming back has returned into the game here now.
So he gets one play break, and Spikesma picks up a first down up to the 36. 13-yard run for Spikesma. Back to throw is Holcomb, firing the ball downfield and looking, and the pass is incomplete, as that was a battle with two receivers there at the 20-yard line of Dowling.
And that's one where the offensive guy became the defensive guy, because I believe that was Aaron Smith. Yeah, it was Austin. Wasn't it Austin Klein out there in coverage? And he had great position on the football and was able to make that play, and the offensive guy broke it up.
It was incomplete. So that's a great matchup there with Smith and Klein. Klein leads Dowling in interceptions. Waukee going to the I formation here, and they'll give it to the fullback, and that is Sadat, number 89. He's kind of that H-back. He plays wing back, fullback, tight end. And Sadat with a couple there up to the 36-yard, up to the 36, and now they're going to move it back.
Yeah. No gain.
No gain on the play officially. I thought he got more than that.
That was a battle up front, and we haven't been able to call their names very often yet, but that was a case of Pettis and Matabrua on that side of the ball making the stop.
So it's 3rd and 10, Waukee. The line of scrimmage, their own 36-yard line. 14-7, Waukee leads Dowling. Back to throw is quarterback Holcomb, and he avoids pressure, now runs up and gets back to the line of scrimmage, avoids the sack, but no gain.
Yeah, nice play there. Dowling brought a little pressure, and it looked like it was Max Derry on the sack there for the Maroons.
And that'll force a fourth down for Waukee, and John Chida will go down to you on the Dowling sideline. The Maroon defense, you don't want to see them out there that long, but they have done a great job with this Waukee offense here.
Yeah, and that was credit to Mata Bruja in his defensive end position, being able to turn that inside to all his help for the stop there for the Maroons.
All right, and Waukee forced a punt as Schmidt gets it away. And it's fielded by Louis Brooks at the 23, still on his feet, 30, and he's finally wrestled down. Louis gets exciting when he doesn't fair catch. You never know what's going to happen, but it'll be a first down for Dowling as he crosses the 30-yard line with 4 minutes remaining here in the first half. 14-7. Waukee with the lead over Dowling Catholic. Mark Amadeo alongside Matt Maindring here in the press box on a beautiful night. This is the night you want to be out in the stands.
It is.
And some guy who's on the sideline, that is Mr. John Chido. And Johnny, take it away. Give us an update here. The Dowling defense doing a nice job on that last possession.
Yeah, and going back to this game, kind of summarizing it, it's just been a game of field position, and Waukee has been able to capitalize on that short field position after turnovers. And Dowling had that great first drive with the momentum going and then kind of self-destruct from there.
Yeah, they certainly did. And now the Maroons on first down. Steingraber stays in there. Play action. The give is to Zach Swager. Looking to see if they're rotating their backs in. They're not. Dowling is not. So Swager, no gain on the play. If he may have lost half a yard, back to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, the Waukee front, they shift right before the ball gets snapped a lot of times, and they're sitting there in those gaps, and it makes it hard to move them, and especially as big as they are, and you get those leverage points, and that one was stopped up.
That's right. I want to congratulate Ryan Boyle, Audrey Faber, Ashley Frerickson, Dwayne Long Jr., and Ben Juffer, inductees of the 2020 Dowling Catholic Athletic Hall of Fame. Congratulations to them and their families being recognized tonight. Halftime, they'll crown the king and queen for the homecoming court. And now we got penalty flags down on the snap. And delay of game on Dowling. So penalty against the Maroons. This will end up being a 6-yard loss, a 1-yard loss by Swager, thanks to the Waukee defense. And there you go there, Mr. Maindring, that 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, Waukee is doing showing a lot of stunting up front, and they were bringing guys up, dropping them off, and then showing blitz on that play. And I think Steingraber just got lost in the count there a little bit in adjusting the play.
Maroons with an empty backfield, 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen to the left, 1 to the right. Back to throw Steingraber. He fires it out, and it's caught out of the backfield for a short gain. And that might be, is that Lynch? I have to see here. And it was Swager.
Swager out of the backfield. Looked like Joe White on the stop for Waukee on that play right there as Swager caught the football.
A short gain indeed. Get the ball up to the 27-yard line, gain of 2. And bring up 3rd and long for Dowling, 3rd and 14 here, Matt.
One thing you see is they're throwing 2 guys at Louis Brook here. They're giving help underneath and then over the top.
And they throw it underthrown to Brooks, and they're going to say no catch. The back judge weighs everybody off. Pass is incomplete. Louis coming over the middle. Ball was underthrown. Dowling coaching staff thought it was a catch.
Yeah, the guy the official that called it had the best angle, because it did look like Louis caught the ball from where we were at, from this side of the field.
And it is waved off, so bring up 4th down. As
it didn't look like he had a first down anyway, and it was highly unlikely that the Maroons were going to go for it on 4th and 1 at that field position, but it would have given them a lot more better position for the punt right here.
Brian Gibson, the back judge, waved it off, so Dowling forced the punt. 4th and 14 Maroons. 2:19 remaining here in the first half. 14-7 is our score. Waukee with the lead, and now we've got a stoppage.
They're going to move the Maroons again. Waukee's coming up. Oh, a delay of game.
Delay of game on Dowling, and the Maroons have Diego Leon back to punt. This will be his first punt of the year, Matt. Another penalty against the Maroons. I'm losing back to the 22.
These become costly, especially with 2 minutes to go and giving Waukee ideal field position here.
And a penalty is blocked. It's blocked, and the ball is still loose, and now it's finally blown dead at the 11-yard line. Punt is blocked by Waukee, and everything going wrong in this first half for the Maroons.
Waukee came after it right there, and as you stated, new punter, and adjusted the timing a little bit, and he had no chance of getting that ball off.
And Waukee will take over with 2:10 remaining. here in the first half, leading 14-7. 1st and 10 from the Dowling 11.
The Maroon defense right now is just hoping to keep this to a field goal if they can.
All right, Waukee with the football, and the quarterback will keep it. Holcomb fakes the handoff, dives towards the end zone. Did he get in? Touchdown, Waukee.
No, we're going to say he's short.
Touchdown, Waukee. The guy, referee on the goal line, right in the middle of the field, single touchdown. Touchdown, Waukee, and Holcomb, a nice read. I think he faked it to Lindquist.
Yeah, he did.
It was Lindquist or Smith that went the other misdirection, and he scores. And now Waukee up 2 scores on Dowling.
The defense was out there, and then Holcomb just made a nice cut at about the 4-yard line and was able to take that momentum and dive over the end zone. And the Tide is working against the Maroons right now.
So Aaron Smith scored on a pair of touchdowns in the first quarter. Now Lindquist on an 11-yard run. The kick is good. So it's 21-7, Waukee leading Dowling here with 2:04 remaining in the first half. Back with more from Valley Stadium here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully. It's why at Fairway, only the best meat makes the cut. Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service. At Fairway, our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery.
Valley Stadium. Here's a kickoff by Waukee's Lucas Barticek. Fielded by Louis Brooks at the 10-yard line. Return is to the middle of the field. Avoids a tackle at 25. Spun around and tried to reverse field. Louis with it across the 30, 35 near side, 40. Louis got the kicker to beat on the near sideline. He's angling for the out of bounds, and he's finally wrestled down at the 40-yard line of Waukee. So there's some excitement here in the first half. Louis Brooks on a nice return. Just when you thought you had him corralled, at about the 25, he finds a seam, and that's Louis.
You talk about you want kids to make plays for you, and who's going to take over and change the tide, and right there Louis trying to make a statement.
So Holcomb, the Waukee quarterback, goes one play, 11 yards for the touchdown, following a block punt. And their other scorer, Aaron Smith, took advantage of a Smolik fumble and scored on one play. And the Maroons on a earlier drive that stalled out. Here's a handoff to Swagger. Zach turns the corner, puts his head down, goes from the 40-yard line down to about the 36 of Waukee.
Swagger's down. He's hurt, and it's going to, I don't know if he got hit pretty good at the end of that play, and I don't know if he's holding his knee. You hope not.
Well, yep, we'll keep it here. Let's go down to John Chido as it's 21-7. Waukee leading Dowling. Minute 36 remaining in the first half. Johnny, take it away. Give us an update before the injury to Zach Swagger here, the Dowling running back. Give us an update.
Well, it seemed right before that big play by Louis Brooks is kind of doom and gloom, but the intensity coming out of this before this ball game was very upbeat. You could tell by that first drive by Dowling, and then when things started going south, the demeanor kind of changed a little bit, and it's easy to get into, but you need to get out of that quick. And like Coach mentioned, you need a playmaker to make things happen, and that's what Louis was able to do there. And now Dowling has a good opportunity with a short field position, or short field to work with for the first time since early in that first drive in the first quarter.
So Swagger, Zach is out, and in comes Blake Anderson. Where's number 7? 5'10", 180-pound junior. He'll be the running back. 2nd and 6 for the Maroons from the 36-yard line. To give is to Anderson. And Blake a turn, cuts it downfield, got the first down, crosses the 30 down to the Warrior 29-yard line.
Moves the sticks and stops the clock for a second. Nice cut inside there by Blake Anderson. Saw a little flash of speed right there on the cutback, and now the Maroons go into their 2-minute drill and try to make the move here.
They're going to spread the field. 2 receivers right, tight end on the right, and the quarterback remains Smolik in this series. Smolik back to throw, and he overthrew his intended receiver.
Oh, no, he caught it.
Did he catch it?
He
Yes,
caught
he did.
it. That was a one-handed catch by Louis Brooks.
Louis Brooks special.
It didn't look like it was able to be caught, and Louis said, I got it.
I want a picture of that one, and that stops the clock. Well, no, they're going to keep the clock.
Timeout.
Timeout on the field. We'll take one ourselves. 21-7, Waukee, 55 seconds remaining in the first half. Back in 1 minute on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Save thousands now at Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. 15% off 2020 Equinox and 2020 Trax, or 0% for 84 months. 15% off 2020 Sonic and 2020 Spark. WaukeeChevy.com. 12% off 2020 Blazer. 10% off 2020 Colorado. Up to $15,000 off new 2020 Suburban. We're in a position to give you more for your trade. As always, we're a partner you can count on. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Central Bank is proud to support the unmatched spirit of sportsmanship and hard work exemplified by our local athletes. We're fans of high school sports and the way the big game and hometown team rally a community. Best of luck to all of today's competitors. Play hard, have fun, and make something great happen. Central Bank, member FDIC.
All right, while we were away, Dowling with a 2nd and 3 from the Waukee 22-yard line. Smolik's pass into the end zone was broken up, but a penalty flag thrown, and now we have the initiating of the penalty, as you heard Jerry Kinder, our referee. Pass interference on Aaron Smith, and that's a first down Dowling as that ball was thrown into the end zone, and that's first down at the 11-yard line, they're going to call it.
He had to kind of go through the receiver to break that play up, and then they got the flag on the play, and then moves the chains, and the Maroons are inside the 15.
Maroons in the Bows and the Flores red zone right now. Dowling with the 1st and 10 at the 11. Smolik at quarterback, back to throw. Lobs in the end zone for Louis Brooks, and he reaches up, and his pass is incomplete. Well defended that time once again by Smith of Waukee. That is a tremendous matchup we're seeing tonight.
That is a good matchup out there, and that was Garrett Morris in coverage right there for the Warriors, and you just throw a timing pattern to Louis in the corner of the end zone, and he came and broke it up.
And John Scheid on the Dowling sideline. The Maroons are looking for their playmakers here, especially in the red zone.
Mark, they're definitely trying to get the ball to Louis Brooks and get him in those one-on-one positions, and we'll probably try to see some type of combination route down here.
All right, 2nd and 10 Maroons, and now here's Smolik, rolls to his left, fires in the end zone. He overthrew Brooks in the end zone, incomplete off his hands. Garrett Morris on coverage for Waukee.
A little rollout and trying to do a rub route underneath there as Louis runs to the corner again with Smolik rolling out that way, and just off his hands. That's a tough run, for the quarterback rolling to his left. That's a tough throw, and he almost put it right on the spot for him.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 10 Dowling. The Maroons can get a first down at the 1-yard line. They'll put 3 receivers left. Smolik back in the end zone, and he throws it, and the pass is off the hands of Brooks. He turned, the ball was there, and I think it surprised him incomplete.
Well, they got 2 flags in the play,
so they're going to
get a first down out of this, and he gets – the feet get tangled up, and I couldn't tell if he had his hands on him as well. That's one the people at home are going to see better than what we could right there.
And officials now, Jerry Kinder and his crew, as he gets with his linesman, will get the call here, Matt, and we'll wait for the referee.
Yeah, Johnny.
Pass interference, defense number 4.
And then Johnny may be able to see that if he held him up coming out of the break.
Yeah, he did, and it was a pass interference. It was a holding down, and wasn't allowed Louis Brooks to get free there.
So it's 1st and goal Maroons at the 5-yard line on the penalty. That's 2 penalties by Waukee.
36 seconds now, so the clock isn't as much of a factor as the Maroons do have 2 timeouts, I believe, left.
Koa Thompson, Louis Brooks all in there. Now a timeout called by Dowling. We'll take a 1-minute break with 36 seconds remaining in the first half. 21-7 is our score. Waukee over Dowling on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. Without question, the COVID-19 pandemic created many disruptive changes in our lives. Some of us got sick, jobs and income were compromised, it was difficult to even spend time with family and friends. But one thing hasn't changed, and that's Westside Auto Pro's commitment to quality service, and that will never change. We're here to make sure you get maximum performance and reliability from your vehicle. So as we all move forward, keep Westside Auto Pros in mind. You've been through enough. We'll make sure your car is the least of your worries.
In Iowa, we grow corn, but to us, corn is more than a cash crop. It's part of who we are. Corn supports our livestock, helping our animals thrive. Corn fuels us. Ethanol powers our state as we push towards a clean burning future. Corn nourishes us. It gives us an abundance of good food that nourishes our families, helps our student athletes grow stronger. In Iowa, we grow corn. But the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
Six seconds remaining here in the first half. Dowling with the football. Back to throw. Smolik fires in the end zone. The pass is incomplete. Penalty flags down again as Lynch, the intended receiver. And Garrett Morris was the young man for Waukee near him, along with a couple others. Stops the clock with 33 seconds to play. Waukee 21, Dowling 7 here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
And it's one of those that becomes from the back of the end zone. That's an easy play for that official to call. And I was thinking just beforehand, this is a time for Lynch to come up and make a play.
They whistled against Garrett Morris of Waukee, and that'll put the ball half the distance to the goal line. And
for those watching, is it really third down? I thought they gave him a first down. I thought now the chains have third down, Mark, and so
does the sideline. That is correct. You don't get an automatic first down.
You don't get an automatic first down. On the one before that, though. I thought
because it was at the 11. Once you're goal to goal, you only get the one first down.
Okay.
So third and goal for Dowling at the 2. Pistol formation. Smolik in at quarterback out of the shotgun, and now penalty or a timeout called by Dowling. We're going to keep it here with 33 seconds remaining in the first half and kind of regroup. Dowling now has used their final timeout of the first half.
The final
Waukee
timeout
has
there.
2 left. Let's go down to John Chido on the Dowling sideline. John, a lot going on. The Maroons have not put the ball on the ground here. It's been all passing ever since Swager went down. They handed it off to Blake Anderson once, and they've been throwing all passes since, Johnny.
Yeah, they're trying to get the ball to Louis Brooks, and you had 3 different times. The first one was a defensive holding, and I guess 2 of them. Second one was pass interference. Lynch was hit right before the ball got to him. But that's where all the confusion was and kind of the chaos. We're all kind of looking at the scoreboard. It says first down. The down marker says third down, and then you guys pointed out it's half the distance. You can't get that first down, and that's what brought us to this 3rd and goal again.
3rd and goal from the 2-yard line of Waukee. 33 seconds remaining. Dowling out of timeouts. Smolik will remain at quarterback. 2 receivers split out to the left. Long count, and now Lynch moves, and that'll cost Dowling 5 yards.
Yeah.
And you know what? This might not be a bad idea. It gives a little bit more room to move in the end zone.
A little more room.
But Lynch off a half step too soon, and that'll back him up to the 8-yard line.
Can't get out of their own way sometimes right now, and this team has got to find that little piece of maturity right here to punch this thing in. And this plays into Waukee too, because they get some great athletes in that secondary to cover a lot of ground, and it's be interesting to see how this lines up here.
But Dowling takes their tailback out, Blake Anderson. So all receivers in there with Lynch at tight end on the right, 3 receivers left. Smolik at quarterback. The sophomore looks in the end zone, lobs it up in the end zone. He's got Brooks open. Touchdown! Touchdown, Louis Brooks, with 28 seconds remaining in the first half. How about that, Roger Stefani, on your couch and chair in Ankeny, Iowa? Huh? How about that, Roger? Touchdown, Dowling.
That's a big one for the Maroons, and able to get back in this ball game, and as they go into the second half. And again, but I couldn't see, John, did Louis start on the inside of that formation there? They had the 3 wide, and they ran the 2 across, and Louis back into the corner.
Yeah, you're exactly right. So it's a rub route, and Louis started with the inside and was able to get free. And Jackson Smolik threw a nice ball. He threw the ball before he broke, which he needed to do. and let Louis run under it, and he was able to get that separation from the defensive back.
All right, the extra point by Diego Leon is good. It's 21-14 Waukee, 28 seconds remaining in the first half. Back in 1 minute on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
You can buy a new Ford at any Ford dealer. Why Schottenkirk Ford? Our core values: hard work, trust, character, integrity, honesty, and respect. During Schottenkirk Ford's fall savings event, get up to $12,500 off 2020 F-150 XLT. No goofy rebates. Everyone qualifies. Up to $12,000 off 2020 Expedition XLT. New 2020 EcoSport 4-wheel drive starting at $18,990. Our certified used vehicles come with a 12-month, 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty. Hurry in. Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. SchottenkirkFord.com.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully. It's why at Fairway, only the best meat makes the cut. Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service. At Fairway, our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery.
And here's a kickoff by Diego Leon, and it is fielded by Menz, and he's hit and dropped. Or is that Menz or Sadat?
Oh, that was Menz this time.
Okay, thank you.
We got that right this time.
He gets the
did
return.
Not the first time.
And it'll be a first down Waukee from their own 29-yard line with 22 seconds remaining. 21-14 Waukee. Waukee with 2 timeouts remaining. John Chido, a big needed touchdown there. A lot of passes in the end zone, but Louis Brooks. See, I told you that penalty could be helpful. He went from the 3-yard line, Johnny, back to the 8-yard line for the touchdown pass.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It's a game of emotions, and man, how emotional this last drive was. It was great intensity, and
they're running a trick play.
Yeah, they are.
Wow. Not going to take a knee.
This is Smith, and Aaron Smith trying to get outside, and it was out of the wild. Football. 10 seconds remaining, and now
the Maroons got the football.
They'll stop the clock with 9 seconds, so the Maroons come away with it. And I believe it's number 30, Max Derry, who came up on top of it. How about that?
Smith was running around like time was going to run out while he was going there.
He took it out of the Wildcat.
Yeah, and they run a play, and the Maroons rip it away. And right now this offense has got a chance to tie the ball game up.
First down, Dowling on the Waukee 35-yard line. Maroons out of timeouts. Let's see which quarterback will come in. It'll be Smolik, the sophomore, who threw the touchdown pass to Louis Brooks, his first of his career.
Waukee's got all their players back. They have 4 players back at the end zone and 3 in the middle of the field.
5 receivers for the Maroons, 3 left, 2 to the right, back to throw Smolik.
And in high school football,
you can downfield. It's caught. It is caught by Reed Beecher.
And you can take this.
He's hit and driven down, and that'll end the first half.
He took too long to go down. If he'd have went down,
it'd have been a first down.
It'd been first down. They would have stopped the clock, and yeah.
So Beecher with the reception, but that'll end the first half. John Chido will catch up with head coach Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic. And we go to halftime with the score. Waukee 21, Dowling Catholic 14, a top 6 matchup. Number 6 Waukee, number 3 Dowling Catholic, both on the Radio Iowa poll. And we'll wait for John to catch up with Coach Wilson. But what a first half we saw here with the Maroons scoring twice. Zach Swager on a 1-yard run and Louis Brooks on an 8-yard touchdown pass. And Johnny, do you have Coach?
Yeah, Coach Wilson. It was a great start to the ball game, then kind of self-destruction there, and then a great finish to the half of being able to get that score.
Yeah, we just rear some bad habits at times and don't take care of the football, and that's really the big thing for us. We've just got to play better and get better. That's a really good football team, and we can't make mistakes like that.
Well, Coach, best of luck in the second half. Thank you.
All right, John Chido with head coach Tom Wilson at halftime as Waukee leads 21-14. We'll try to get some updates at halftime of some of these other scores here, Matt. Number 1, Southeast Polk this week on the Radio Iowa poll. Southeast Polk hosting 4th-ranked Valley out in Runnels tonight. Number 2, Urbandale at Indianola. Number 7, Ankeny at Council Bluffs Jefferson. Yankee Centennial at number 8, Johnston. Fort Dodge is at Marshalltown. And another matchup involving Central Iowa Metro League schools, Mesa City hosting Boone. And let's take a look at our first half statistics. I want to thank Coach Seifert for providing those in the first half. Waukee, total offense, 134 yards. Dowling with 191 yards of total offense. Maroons 130 yards in the air, 61 yards on the ground. Waukee 21 yards in the air and 113 yards on the ground. Dowling penalized 6 times for 40 yards. Waukee 5 penalties for 31 yards. And quarterback Jake Steingraber, 6 out of 14 passing for 74 yards. No touchdowns and no interceptions. Jackson Smolik for the Maroons, 6 out of 8 passing, 56 yards and 1 touchdown, no interception. Jacob Holcomb for Waukee, 1 out of 3 passing for 21 yards in the first half. Leading rusher for Dowling is Zach Swager, 11 carries, 50 yards, and a touchdown. He was injured late in the first half, and we'll see about his status for the second half. Jake Steingraber, 3 carries, 10 yards. Blake Anderson, 2 carries for 3 yards. For Waukee, their leading ball carrier is Aaron Smith, the wide receiver, 3 carries for 44 yards and a pair of Waukee Warrior touchdowns. Alex Lindquist, 7 carries for 33 yards. Jacob Holcomb, 5 carries, 23 yards. Tanner Spikesma, 1 carry for 13 yards. The leading receiver for Waukee, Edward Sadat, with 1 catch for 21 yards. Andrew Lynch, leading receiver for Dowling, 5 catches, 38 yards. Louis Brooks, 4 catches, 37 yards and a touchdown. Koa Thompson, 1 catch for 29 yards. Reed Beecher, that last catch for 24 yards to end the half for Dowling. And Swager, 1 catch for 2 yards. But again, first half statistics, Waukee with 134 yards of total offense. Dowling with 191 yards in the first half. And we want to thank Jared Seifert, our stat guy here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network. We're going to take a break. We come back. We're going to talk pancakes. Carolyn's here. We're going to talk to that. Get your pen and paper ready. We've got some information to pass along to you. Again, we're at halftime at Valley Stadium. Dowling's homecoming. As you can see, the homecoming court being introduced tonight. We'll talk more about that. Waukee leads Dowling 21-14. Back after these messages here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Fall is upon us and fireplace season is here, and you need one of the brand new Heat and Glow gas fireplace inserts. They're the perfect retrofit for that old wood-burning fireplace that you're not using. You get beautiful flames, you get heat, you get easy operation, and they're all brand new Heat and Glow gas fireplace inserts. Please come see us, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. I'm excited to tell you about our new lifetime oil change plan. When you purchase our plan, you'll never have to pay for an oil change again. If you get a different car, simply transfer the plan over. If that car's oil needs are different than your original plan, just pay the difference. It couldn't be simpler. You won't have to worry about inflation or prices going up. Give us a call at Westside Auto Pros to get details on the lifetime oil change plan. And remember, when I say lifetime, I mean your lifetime, not just your car's.
Hey, we're back here at Valley Stadium, halftime, and the Waukee Warriors lead the Dowling Maroons 21-14. Mark Amadil joined by Matt Mandring and John Chido as we are at halftime. Homecoming court being introduced. They're going to crown a homecoming king and queen. We also want to thank our supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio. They include Ashworth Vision, Construction Professionals, and Dental Associates. And I'm now joined by Carolyn Kirshoff, the development director at Dowling Catholic High School, also the pancake chair or coordinator, or I don't know what they're going to give. You do everything with pancakes. And Carolyn, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. 2 years in a row. This is great.
Awesome. Yeah, it is. And last time we were winning. Dowling was winning last time, Carolyn. Just remember that. And we're not on TV. We are on TV, but they're focusing on the homecoming activities going on.
As they should.
As they should. But pancakes, again, it's hard to believe we're a year away, but how is this going to be different this year? We're in the COVID era. We social distance, and there's still going to be a pancake breakfast. You got to update our listeners on that and how they can get involved.
Of course. So we had to do some fast thinking on this, and thankfully we have a great pancake committee with Josie O'Halloran and Jen Damge, and there's some smart cookies. So we kind of put our heads together and was thinking, this is the 59th annual Dowling Catholic pancake breakfast. It's legendary.
59 years.
It's an institution, so we've got to keep it going.
Started at the Beanery at the old Dowling College
Yes.
on 11th and College, that's the name, and went to Vets Auditorium for a while. Then it was at the
Convention
Center across the street from Vets, and now at the Iowa State Fairgrounds, but not this year.
But not this year. So after talking with the ladies, and then I met with my new best friend, Harvey Sergio, at Heartland Products. He is the one that makes all the pancake batter for us.
Okay.
And he says we've got to figure this out. So we just decided that if people can't go to the pancake breakfast, we're going to take the pancake breakfast to them, and we are going to be boxing up breakfast kits.
I always liked the pancake breakfast because you could see the folks making the pancakes. And I always like going to Ron Gray's line because, you know, he's an expert. He's been to every one of them, either as a student or as a faculty member at Dowling or whatever. But that's not going to happen this year. It's going to be virtual.
Yes. So you can buy your ticket right on the Dowling website.
Okay.
And then what is going to happen is behind the scenes, we're going to have all of our breakfast kits made up. And so on Sunday, October 25th, you can drive to Dowling Catholic High School.
Know where that's at, by the way.
Enter on Buffalo, and you will be greeted by a wonderful DJ. Our friend Matt Dre from Elite Beats will be having some tunes pumping through campus. And the cheerleaders will be there. And Mr. Holland is having the drum line come out. So it's going to be kind of a drive-through party. And folks can come in, and we will hand deliver your hot coffee right through your car window. And we will put your pancake breakfast kits in your car for a touchless transaction. So we are going to be adhering to all of the social distance practices and staying safe and still getting our Maroons well fed.
Carolyn Kirchhoff joins us here at halftime. Mark Amadeo is Dowling trailing Waukee 21-14 in the football game. But Carolyn, that's Sunday, October 25th. When does it start? And they enter through the main entrance. Dowling's one way going through. You enter up by the Capola Chapel, and you make your way through one way. Is that how that's going to proceed on that on the 25th?
Correct. So enter as you normally would off of Buffalo. Go
Okay.
through the horseshoe. It's one way, and we'll be there from 9 to 11 on Sunday, October 25th.
9 to 11 a.m. All right.
And for the folks that are picking up their kits that day, they're going to be treated to just a delight because they will be going home with the world famous I Heart Pancake T-shirts while supplies last.
Oh my goodness, that is awesome. Well, how do people get tickets? Because everything is virtual, so you have to log on, or it used to be if you knew a faculty member or a student, you can get tickets that way. How has that changed?
So you can just log on to dowlingcatholic.org and go to the events page, and there's a nice little link you can just click on, and you can decide, you know, I can pick them up on October 25th. If you're a current parent and you aren't able to pick it up that day, we will send it home with your student if you so desire. And if you think, you know what, I don't need all those carbs, but I still want to I want to participate in the pancake breakfast, you can check the box, and we will donate your pancakes to a local food bank.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, how can people get involved if they want to volunteer? Because I know you need volunteers for something like this. This could be a 2-hour madhouse. I can just see I'm sure you're going to have JR directing traffic.
Oh, I'd love it.
That'd be awesome.
That would be great. That would be
you could
great.
do that, but J.R. Giersdorf, we're talking about the campus cop at Dowling, as I like to call him. But yeah, how's that all going to work?
So
Volunteers.
my life is made so much easier and better with our volunteers, and they are amazing. So I will send out a link to all of our current parents probably in the next week or so, and they can volunteer to help direct traffic or hand out the breakfast boxes or pour coffee or help assemble the packages themselves. So that will be coming. Or they can just give me a call at the main line, and I can help answer any questions and find a nice task for them to do.
515-222-1029, the main line?
Yes.
Okay. Or you can log on, as you mentioned, to Dowling's website, dowlingcatholic.org, as we continue our conversation with Carolyn Kirchhoff, talking Dowling Pancake Breakfast. That's Sunday, October 25th at Dowling this year. And what can folks expect at the event? Any activities with all the cars moving through? You mentioned the drum line. Who else might be there?
Well, we will have some Dowling celebrities.
Not the guy that walked through here, I hope.
I don't know, but Could be.
Mr. Mark Cooley made his way up to the press box again.
We could have some Hall of Famers there. Dr. Ryan will be there, of course, and our cheerleaders, the drum line, and we're just trying to have as many of our faculty and staff and friends get involved as we possibly can.
Sure, and the students at Dowling, how are they going to get involved? Obviously, their big task is to sell tickets.
Yes.
What's their task this year?
I am so excited about this. So I've been working with Tracy Sanbothy from our business department, and her marketing class is doing a whole section on doing their marketing, and they will be creating videos, TikToks, Facebook, Twitter posts promoting our event. So a lot of the videos that you will be seeing coming out are all made by that department, and I'm so excited.
How does this pancake breakfast support Dowling? Because for many years this has been going on, back to the Beanery, back in the 60s, but it's all for a very important cause and support.
Exactly. So the pancake breakfast, along with the bash, has supported everything from choir robes, football helmets, tablets, electronics, and everything in between. And again, the pancake breakfast will do that. We have had some unexpected expenses this year with COVID, and so this is kind of helping with some of those things as well.
Well, limited edition pancake breakfast T-shirts. Now, you kind of leaked it out a little bit. You kind of gave our listeners a little bit about that. How can folks get a hold of those, or what? Is that part of the package? When you buy a package, you get some T-shirts?
If you're picking them up on that Sunday, you sure can. But if you think, well, I'm only getting 2 with my package, and I would sure like to get some for some stocking stuffers, again, they can call me directly at 222-1095, and I can get them connected to their world-famous limited edition I Heart Pancake T-shirts.
Oh, my goodness. Well, it's quite an event, and I know it goes on with many hands helping out. There's a lot of volunteers, and this planning has been going on for many, many months. And I know COVID threw a loop into everything, and you had to change it from being at the Iowa State Fairgrounds to Dowling High School on a drive-through type of deal. But it sounds like it's going to be exciting. Hopefully the weather will hold off that morning.
You're in charge of the weather, is that correct?
Yeah. Me and Jerry Ann and Megan Selwall from TV 13. I talk to her every day, and it's like, we'll try to do something. October 25th, that Sunday, it'll be just like it is tonight.
Perfect.
There you go.
I'd appreciate it.
All right. What's your favorite part of the event, Carolyn?
You know, every year we go to the pancake breakfast, and I just enjoy talking to everybody that comes in and the stories. You know, people have been going to this for years, and it's really just the community and the family event. And everybody's been so great to work with about changing this, but it really is about that Dowling community and that community building event, and that's what I love. I love seeing all the faces and the different levels of generations, to the little kids, to the not so little. It's great.
I missed the bake sale. Is that going to happen this year? Is that going to be something, you know, I know that you've had to limit things, but the bake sale was a big part of when I went. I know you look, and folks donated some great stuff. Talk about that a little bit.
I know. That is going to be the one component that we are going to have to overlook this year, but it will be back next time around for sure, because that is a wonderful component of it.
It certainly is. Now, when all this COVID started in, a lot of stuff was canceled. We had a lot of things in Des Moines that were canceled. Was there thought about what we're going to do with the pancake breakfast in October, a tradition at Dowling for 59 years? We've seen a lot of those traditions kind of go away. What was the last-minute planning, or when all this was going on?
Well, it really started with the bash, because once spring break got here and things were just really changing at the speed of light. And
bash was back in April,
Bash in April. And we thought, you know, we have a lot of these things already donated. We need to be good stewards, so we went to the whole online bash, and it really turned out to be quite successful. So as we headed into pancake season, as I like to call it, we thought, you know, if we can pull off the bash all online, there's got to be a way. There's just got to be a way to get this pancake thing off the ground.
My wife and I bid on something during the bash.
Yes, you did.
I haven't picked it up yet because then COVID happened.
Right. So you bid on the perfect pancake package.
That's right.
So you do have 8 T-shirts coming your way.
I all sizes, right? Because I got a few people I like to throw them at. I mean, give them to.
Well, of course.
Mr. Marcouli is standing right behind us. I don't know how he makes his way in the media box. How did he get in here tonight?
Where is security?
Exactly. JR? Oh, he's on the field with Fred.
Granzo? Where's
Tiernan.
Granzo?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, T-shirts. I love that. Was a great package, and a lot of folks bid on. There were some things I were outbid on, and I found out who outbid me, and I'm taking notes. I don't like that.
And we're in the planning stages for the bash right now too. So if you have any good ideas for packages, let me know because I'm all ears.
Get a hold of Carolyn Kirchhoff at Dowling, folks. 222-1095 is her direct number. Where did I get 1029 at? That was last year's number, maybe.
I don't know. I'm not quite sure who's there, but they will direct everybody to me.
If I give you the wrong number, somebody will answer. Say, yeah, Amadale gave me the wrong number. Here's the right number. 222-1095, and, of course, dowlingcatholic.org for more information. Purchase your tickets, RSVP, whatever you need to do. And I think it's going to be a great day to have pancakes, but I'm going to miss Ron Gray not cooking them on the grill. I'm going to miss those stories.
Well,
for 1 year, maybe.
1 year. Just give Coach Gray the year off, and then he'll be back better than ever.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, he's struggling at that right now.
He's legendary.
Carolyn, anything else you want our listeners and viewers to know tonight?
Just come out and purchase some tickets, support the Pancake Breakfast. 59th annual year. It's a big year, and the 60th will be even better next time.
That's the Dowling fans out there, but we have Waukee fans watching the broadcast tonight. They're invited too, right?
Of course. Everybody loves pancakes.
Absolutely. We all do. Carolyn Kirchhoff, thanks for all you do at Dowling. Thanks for being up here on a beautiful night on homecoming. I got to announce the king and queen. I know Denny O'Grady just got done. We'll announce that here in a moment, but thank you for all you do.
Thank you, and thank you for having me. Go Pancakes.
There you go. Carolyn Kirchhoff from the Dowling Development Office. We'll take a break and come back. Our halftime score, Dowling trailing at halftime is Waukee 21, Dowling 14 here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
In Iowa, we grow corn, but to us, corn is more than a cash crop. It's part of who we are. Corn supports our livestock, helping our animals thrive. Corn fuels us. Ethanol powers our state as we push towards a clean, burning future. Corn nourishes us. It gives us an abundance of good food that nourishes our families, helps our student athletes grow stronger. In Iowa, we grow corn. But the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully. It's why at Fairway, only the best meat makes the cut. Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service. At Fairway, our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery.
We're back here at Valley Stadium, halftime, as Waukee leads Dowling 21-14 in a top six matchup. 6th-ranked Waukee leading 3rd-ranked Dowling. Other games going on, it's number 1 Southeast Polk leading the 4th-ranked Valley Tigers 14-7 at halftime. That game out in Pleasant Hill, not Runnels, because that is now Pleasant Hill territory. I apologize to the folks in Pleasant Hill after annexation took place. And here we had homecoming. We talked pancakes. We had Athletic Hall of Fame. I'm going to try to run through the homecoming court, if I may. Congratulations to them and the nominees. The first one on the ladies' side, and the Queen candidates, Ajung Kenbeck, member of St. Teresa's Parish, along with Peyton Dowling, Logan Flory. These are the gals. Maya Frecking, Carly Osborne, Mary Sweetman, Cece Villa.
Yep.
And the homecoming queen is Cece Villa. Congratulations to her.
Well, that's a great group of kids right there.
You know them better than I do.
Yeah, and you know it's hard in this COVID world because you see these kids half the time, and then
right.
they're 100% virtual, and then you don't get to see them at all, and in the hallways, and so you lose a little bit of that. But we had a great homecoming week, and that's a great group of Queen candidates, represent us well. It was fun to watch. If you get a chance to watch the video, watch it.
Absolutely, and
the guys.
The guys are coming up next. Antonio Banuelos Morel. He is a member of St. Ambrose Cathedral. Also, Jude Borromeo, thank you. I had the accent on the wrong syllable once again, Borromeo. Max Brown. Also Parker Jameson, number 85 out there in the football uniform. Nolan Kyle, I believe that's St. Pius Parish. Grant Mullenbach and Cale Stark.
Yep.
And it was Jude Borromeo, the homecoming king. So Borromeo and Villa, CC Villa, the homecoming queen and king. Congratulations to them. 2020 there.
That's right.
Matt Maindring.
That's right. Great group of kids, and it's fun to watch and have some normalcy in some things, and those kids were able to provide some of that this week and create some videos, have some fun with it. And as we moved through the week, we had Casey Tickle and Kristen Meyer and Laura Catch, Becca Cooling, and Megan Woodstock do a great job with that Maroon Council and trying to get things draw some life into the homecoming in a tough place.
Because we're dealing with a lot of that.
Yeah.
Also, the Dowling Athletic Hall of Fame inductees this year: Ryan Boyle, 2015 graduate, football, basketball, soccer, and track, led Dowling to 2 consecutive football state championships. Audrey Faber, class of 2015 also, Gatorade Player of the Year in basketball. Also inducted is Ashley Ferrickson, outstanding basketball and softball player for the Maroons, back in 2003 graduate. Dwayne Long Jr., 2000 graduate, 4-sport athlete, and Ben Juffer, a golfer. Congratulations to them. Kickoff by Dowling, and Diego Leon kicks it, fielded at the 5, near side 10, and he might go.
He might go.
On the return, Waukee is going to take the second half kickoff and go all the way. Aaron Smith, a 90-yard kickoff return, touchdown Waukee, and the Warriors have taken a 2-score lead over Dowling, and what a shock here in the second half.
You could see that thing develop in the middle of the field. They had a great wedge design in there, and he was able to catch it on the run, and he had to speed up as he hit that wedge and turned on the jets, and I think it would be about a 90. I think he caught that about the 12-yard line, or 10-yard line, somewhere in there.
Put it at the 90-yard mark to start the third quarter, 11:48 remaining, and now the extra point by Waukee. Their quarterback will come in to hold, Jacob Holcomb. And the short snapper is Ben Schaller. And Lucas Bartachek for the extra point. And he's trying to remain perfect on the night. The extra point is up and no good. So the score remains Waukee 27, Dowling 14. We'll take a break and come back for the kickoff in 1 minute here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Save thousands now at Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. 15% off 2020 Equinox and 2020 Trax, or 0% for 84 months. 15% off 2020 Sonic and 2020 Spark. WaukeeChevy.com. 12% off 2020 Blazer. 10% off 2020 Colorado. Up to $15,000 off new 2020 Suburban. We're in a position to give you more for your trade. As always, we're a partner you can count on. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Hey, we're back here at Valley Stadium on the kickoff. It was a squib kick. Drew Wingett bounced off of him at about the 30-yard line and finally fell on top of it. That was a close dash to the football, but Maroons will take over 1st and 10, but not before Aaron Smith, his 3rd touchdown of the night, this time on a 90-yard kickoff return. Extra point no good. Waukee 27-14, and Dowling is behind the 8 ball here, John Chidos. We go down to you for our first report of the second half, John.
Yeah, you don't want to see that coming out to start the second half, especially when you had that great momentum going to end the first half, and it was kind of like a gut punch, and now Dowling offense needs to get this momentum changed here.
No question about it. First down, Maroons. Back to throw. His quarterback, Steingraber, fires the ball downfield. It's caught. First down at midfield, running with the football into Waukee territory on the first play for Dowling is their receiver, and I believe that was Koa Thompson with the catch.
Steingraber did a really good job right there. Slid outside the pocket, pump fake, and it drew the linebacker up that was in coverage on Koa, and then it opened Koa up right in the middle of the field. Steingraber throws a nice football, and the Maroons are in motion.
Koa just kind of found a seam and took it all the way down to the 35 of Waukee. First down, Dowling, as Steingraber at quarterback. The senior fires towards the end zone. He's firing into traffic. The ball is tipped and incomplete, as he had a couple of Maroon receivers in the same area, and both of them had 3 white shirts surrounding them, and that was Lynch and number 15.
You don't know if someone was throwing the wrong pattern right there, that they end up with 2 guys that close to each other. Usually you don't design it that way. And
Lynch and Thompson, were together.
And Schwager has stayed out, and so that means I believe it's Blake Anderson is in the backfield.
Yes, he is,
and
alongside Steingraber. So 2 receivers left. Back to throw is Steingraber. The ball is tipped and incomplete. Almost intercepted that time by Smith. He's done everything tonight. Ball was tipped on the quick slant that time, and it's incomplete.
Seen a number of those tonight where that ball has hit the receiver's hands and then has flown up in the air and been very much a ball that can get picked off, and the Maroons have been fortunate to this point.
Koa Thompson with that 32-yard reception to get things going, but now the Maroons have kind of stalled out. It's 3rd and 10 Dowling. Line of scrimmage at 35 of Waukee. Maroons will flip-flop the receivers 3 to the right. One of them's a tight end standing up, and that's Lynch. Steingraber at quarterback. Here's the snap. Jake, flush to the right, rolls to his right, fires back across the grain. The ball is nearly intercepted. Almost picked off that time by Andrew Cork of Waukee.
Well, the golden rule of quarterbacking, when you throw the ball back across the middle, across your body, bad things happen, because the thing is when that ball's coming across, you've got defenders running towards it, and it's not a good mix. Something that looks open closes in a hurry.
So to bring up 4th and 10 Dowling, the Maroons will go for it. And let's see, nope, they got the punting unit, as they bring in their punter, and I think that'll be Diego Leon standing at midfield. And here's the snap, and now it is Jake Calvert punches it inside the 10, and it'll bounce in the end zone. Jake got a nice punt off that time, but it goes out of bounds into the end zone. Touchback with 10:53 remaining, 3rd quarter. 27-14, Waukee over Dowling Catholic. And let's go down to the Dowling sideline. That's where John Chido is at. Johnny, the Maroons got a great start. Koa Thompson with a 32-yard catch on first down. Got the ball to the Waukee 35, and the Maroons offense stalled out.
Yeah, they did, Mark. To give you an injury update, Zach Schwager is out for the rest of the game, as well as Mac Anderson.
So Mac is out also, and that's a couple of playmakers there. Matt is.
Those are 2 big losses for the Maroons on offense.
Waukee with the football, and the handoff goes to Lindquist, and takes the handoff from his quarterback Holcomb and tries to go around left end, and he did a lot of east-west running and finally run out of bounds for, I don't think, no gain. They're going to call it at the 20.
Yeah, the defense did a really good job right there of stringing that play out. Klein and company strung that play out, ran him out of bounds, and didn't give him a chance to cut it upfield. And this is a big series for the defense.
It certainly is.
They need to get a stop here. This could get away from them otherwise.
Well, the Maroons won the statistical battle at halftime, but not the scoring battle, and they're down 2 scores here. On play action, the give is to the tailback, and that is Lindquist on a run pass option. Penalty flag in the backfield, and this might be coming back. Holding, I think, is a preliminary call.
I think it might be a chop block inside.
We'll see if we can pick up Jerry Kinder, our referee's call.
Hold.
They're going to call Schaller for the hold. It's Garrett Sperling, the left tackle, Ben Schaller, the left guard, Cale Winter, the center for Waukee, Matt Kapuska, the right guard, number 63, and Brennan Matthews, the right tackle. Tight end is Brendan Menz. And that'll back them up.
You brought up a good point about winning the statistical battle, and some of the Maroons do that last week too.
Yes, against Johnston.
Almost doubled them, almost tripled them in yards, and don't do it on the scoreboard, and that's what's happening here.
Here's the snap, and the quarterback will keep it, and that is Holcomb. Read option, faked it to his tailback, and dives up towards the 15, maybe the 16-yard line. He'll get 3 of those penalty yards back, and will bring up
Pettis comes up on the bottom of that pile, and Pearson inside there, and that's a tough place to run against the Maroon defense.
That'll bring up 3rd and long, I was going to say. And they're going to spot it at the 16, so quarterback Holcomb, a 3-yard gain.
So you want to keep an eye on Smith and Sadat.
Sadat,
yeah.
89. And 88's not bad. Brendan Benz does a lot of the dirty work. 88, he doesn't get credit for that. And now we'll send a man in motion. Quarterback Jacob Holcomb, read option, and the give is to Lindquist around left end, trying to find a hole, and he's slashed his way up near the line of scrimmage, original line of scrimmage, which was the 20-yard line. It'll bring up 4th and 10 for the Warriors.
Jason Derry on the stop, and the penalty helps out the Maroons there and get the ball back here on offense. And Derry did a really good job of running up in that alley and getting the stop. And Waukee played that conservative, up 2 touchdowns. They're not going to take and try to risk turning the ball over on this side of the field.
That's certainly true. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio, brought to you in part by our good friends at Skeffington's Formal Wear, Mercy One, and Kemen. Mark Amadale alongside Matt Mandring. John Chido on the sidelines. Here's the punt by Garrett Schmidt. It's a high, short kick. Penalty flag's down, and the ball is finally down at the Dowling, or rather Waukee 41-yard line. We'll see what this is all about. But 8:47 remaining here in the 3rd quarter on a beautiful night. Game time temperatures 68 degrees, very little wind. And it's Waukee 27, Dowling 14. We got a penalty flag thrown. We'll sort that out. We'll go down to John Chido for a report from the Dowling sideline.
Yeah, it's going to be a holding against Waukee, so Dowling should get some extra yardage here. Oh, and they called it on Dowling. Wow. So that will neglect the good field position because Dowling was going to start on Waukee's 45. But field position's been good. The weather's been great. There's been 0 wind. It's just been a great night for football.
It certainly is. And, of course, John, as you know, Dowling's off next week. The game with Roosevelt will not happen, so it's 2 weeks. So the Maroons are kind of playing right into a bye week, and they want to try and get back into this game here.
And this is a good opportunity here with this drive. They need to get been going here in this 3rd quarter when you 8 minutes, 7 seconds left.
All right, 1st and 10 Maroons from their own 49-yard line, and Steingraber in. The give is to Anderson in the backfield that time for Dowling. Blake Anderson almost squirted through that little pile. I think he went around the right side, Matt, and then he turned upfield and found a hole.
He cut that thing back real well, and you see a little burst of speed. He's the one back that has that little burst back there for the Maroons, and a good tackle by. It looked like. I can get the name right here. Chase Havinson again, and the Maroons going on offense.
And off to Anderson again, and he spins his way inside down to the Waukee 40-yard line.
Gets the first down, and as they pick up the pile there.
It's 27-7 our score. Southeast Polk leading Valley in the second half. Here it's Waukee 27, Dowling 14.
Joe Morrison from that safety comes up and makes a lot of tackles. He's their leading tackler, and he even comes up in that run game quite a bit.
Yes, he does. All right, 1st and 10 Maroons, the ball at the Waukee 40. Steingraber, a give to Anderson, tries to turn the corner, and they try to strip it out of his hands, and he goes down at about the 38 for a gain of 2.
Yeah, you can turn the corner there, and you can see he had both hands on the ball. He's making sure he's not turning that thing over. As the Maroons try to establish a little bit of a run game right here as they come out here in the second half.
Well, you have to because you got to keep the Waukee defense honest, and they have so much speed back there with their two-way player in Smith, and then you mentioned Morrison, who's their leading tackler. All right, the Maroons will work out of the shotgun formation of Steingraber. He goes back to throw, fires downfield. The pass is incomplete. The intended receiver, Louis Brooks, over the middle. And low ball that was thrown, but incomplete.
Deep crosser, but that's the place where you like to see it thrown. It's a little bit low, so if it doesn't sail over his head, it won't get turned over. Just a little bit too low for Louis to scoop it up.
Brings up 3rd and 9 for Dowling. They're at the Waukee 38-yard line. 7:15 remaining, 3rd quarter. Maroons are trailing here in this contest. Carson Brown split out the top of your screen, wide to the right. Louis Brooks slot right. Quarterback is Steingraber. Jake, the senior. Long count, tight end on the left. And they fake the handoff, and now Jake will keep the football after trying to unleash a quick hitter, and he's going to go down right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe gained a yard to the 37. Will bring up 4th down for Dowling.
And that front four again, I believe that's Gutierrez, getting up off the carpet there, and was able to get a hold of Steingraber before he could turn that play up. And the Maroons are kind of in that no man's territory here. We'll see what Coach Wilson does, if he sends in the punt team or if he's going to go for it on fourth down by 2 scores.
He's taking his fullback out and replacing him with Koa Thompson. So Thompson goes in there. It'll be 3 receivers to the right, top of your screen, Carson Brown, and then Louis Brooks slot right. Anderson will stay in at tailback. That's Blake Anderson.
It's an area for Lynch here.
And receiver at the bottom of the screen. Back to throw is Steingraber. Lost it downfield. The pass is caught by Louis Brooks, and he's loose. He'll go! Louis Brooks, touchdown on 4th and 7 of 37 yards. And Dowling back in it. They trail 27-20, pending the extra point.
They're looking for your playmaker to make a play, and they get Louis coming across the middle in that crosser, and Steingraber hit him in stride. And Louis was able to run. Now, I'd like to not see Louis hanging that ball up in the air quite that early. Going into the end zone. He's an excitable young man.
Yes, he is.
He is.
You got to play with that a little bit.
Yeah,
sometimes.
you
do. You got to go to that. And now Leon in for the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. Diego Leon, perfect on the night. 3 for 3 in extra points. And Dowling has cut the lead to 6. It's 27-21. Waukee by 6 over Dowling. 6:20 remaining third quarter on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Central Bank is proud to support the unmatched spirit of sportsmanship and hard work exemplified by our local athletes. We're fans of high school sports and the way the big game and hometown team rally a community. Best of luck to all of today's competitors. Play hard, have fun, and make something great happen. Central Bank, member FDIC.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully. It's why at Fairway, only the best meat makes the cut. Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service. At Fairway, our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery.
Go, make sure that gets up. Back here at Valley Stadium, homecoming Athletic Hall of Fame for Dowling Catholic, and what a game. Waukee 27, Dowling 21, 6:20 remaining third quarter. Was that an exciting play?
That was
37
exciting.
yards. Steingraber threw it. 4th down on the play, Mac.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun to watch, and this is what you hope to see on Friday nights. You know, it's a great football game with 2 very, very well-coached football teams and trading shots. You know, athletes making plays. You know, the Smith kid at Waukee making plays, and Holcomb and Louis Brooks and Steingraber making plays for the Maroons, and well played.
Go down to John Chido. I think we'll get this in before Diego Leons kicks off for Dowling. What do you think about that, Johnny? A different sort of atmosphere in the Dowling sideline.
It's a game of up and downs and emotions. It's like unbelievable plays. This has been a great game to watch, and Louis Brooks once again with a great play, inside position, and be able to get himself in the end zone. And Dowling's right back in this, Mark.
Squib kick by Dowling, and now they're going to blow it dead.
Offsides.
Offside on Dowling, I'm guessing.
Yeah, not going to let Smith do it again.
No, you won't. Well, let's go back to recap some of the scoring. Zach Swager started off with Dowling. The Maroons took the opening kickoff, went 9 plays, 59 yards, 7-0 Dowling early in the first quarter. And back comes Waukee, taking advantage of a bad punt, a fumble. Aaron Smith on a pair of touchdown runs of 11 and 26 yards gives Waukee a 14-7 lead at the end of the first quarter. And then another block punt by Waukee led to a touchdown by quarterback Jacob Holcomb from 11 yards, 21-7 Waukee. And then Louis Brooks scores right before the half in an 8-yard touchdown pass reception from quarterback Jackson Smolik. Extra point was good. It was 21-14 Waukee at halftime. And then Waukee's Aaron Smith took the opening kickoff of the third quarter, 90 yards for the touchdown. Now, here's the kickoff, and it's returned by Braden Menz, and Braden gets it up to the 40, and he's finally brought down right around the 41-yard line. That's where Waukee will start. And then so Smith on a 90-yard kickoff made the score 27-14. His extra point was no good by the Warriors. And then Louis Brooks answered the call for Dowling on 4th and long. Catches a 37-yard touchdown pass from quarterback Jake Steingraber. So 2 Dowling quarterbacks have thrown 2 different touchdown passes tonight. Don't see that too often.
No.
And that makes the score 27-21, and Waukee with a first down here. First down Warriors from their own 41-yard line. Here's the snap. Back to throws Holcomb. Has time. Now being rushed. Being chased. Fires against the grain, and he throws it away incomplete. As long as it went across the line of scrimmage, it's not intentional grounding. And he did. And it'll bring up 2nd and 10, and Waukee will live for another down.
Barely. They do that right at the stick. So he made a smart play. And as
Chase Patton.
Chase Patton was chasing him down, and you live for another down, and that's a senior play right there.
It certainly is. See if the momentum's starting to change a little bit. The Dowling defense will be tested here. It's 2nd and 10 Waukee from their own 41-yard line. The quarterback, Jacob Holcomb, 5'11 senior. Here's the snap. Holcomb the give to the tailback. Up the gut Lindquist. Has some running room. Is near a first down. And on second effort, I think he got it. Down to the Dowling 48-yard line, a gain of 11.
A little inside trap right there, and it opened it up for Lindquist to have an alley straight up the field and run through. On a little delay, they allow that trap to come in, and tough play to defend and opened up.
Yep, 11-yard gain, first down Waukee. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by our good friends at Mercy One, Skeffington's, and Kemen. Back to throw is Holcomb, and he's going to be hit and dropped. First sack of the night for the Dowling defense. I see big number 54 at one of them getting up, Chase Patton, and who else?
Derry came out of coverage, and as Holcomb broke the pocket, and his man was gone, and Derry came up and made a really nice tackle, an open field tackle on Holcomb right there for the Maroons.
I'll move the ball back to the 48-yard line, so a loss of 4 on the play. Back to throw is Holcomb. Little swing pass to the left, and that's Smith running in traffic. And now on a reverse, Smith will take it, trying to get outside, and Dowling does pretty good in containing him. They'll drop him back at the 45 of Waukee. The Maroons stayed home, and they chased Smith down, and all that speed. 3 touchdowns tonight, and the Maroons are celebrating. And maybe a steal of the football, but they blew it dead.
They're calling him down. That's wishful thinking right there. It looked like Russell Pearson ripped that ball away, and they are. Well, no, they aren't giving it to him. So they
loss of 3 on the play, back to the 45 of Waukee. Smith will lose 3 yards. You don't see that very often tonight. It's 3rd and 17 for Waukee. 4.5 minutes remaining, third quarter. 27-21 Warriors. Back to throw. Now an inside counter handoff, and they hand it to Lindquist. He's got some room across the 45-40, and he's near a first down. He's got the first down. At the Dowling 38. What a play by Lindquist.
That was a great play by Lindquist. They spread the defense out, and then they did a little delayed draw to Lindquist up the middle, and had the defense tore up and moved the chains.
Certainly did. They move it down to the Dowling 38-yard line, a 17-yard run for the outstanding tailback, Alex Lindquist, for Waukee. And he has done everything but score tonight, as Smith has done the damage there. All right, Waukee on first down. Give to Lindquist again. This time he runs into maroon shirts, and he's dropped right at the 36-yard line for a gain of 2.
Russell Pearson was on the edge right there and just caught him. And he's getting up a little slow, because that's a tough thing to do, because Lindquist had his full head of steam, and Russell Pearson said, "I'm catching you."
Warriors now with 3 receivers split wide to the left to the top of your screen as you watch the game on CISN.TV. On YouTube tonight, and now here's quarterback Holcomb on play action. Fires the ball, and it's intercepted by Dowling. The Maroons pick it off at the 30 and they return it up to the 42-yard line. And Dowling now in business.
Looked like Max Derry in coverage, dropped back, and Holcomb didn't see him, and he threw it right to him. And Derry makes a play, and the Maroons are in business.
Might be Krieghauser that with the interception. Carson Krieghauser at the bottom of the pile. He's being helped off the field. Let's go down to John Chido on the Dowling sideline. Get us straight up here, Johnny.
Max Derry on the interception.
There we go.
And I credit that to Coach Hagan. I'm standing next to him, and he says Dowling needs a turnover, and boom. 2 seconds later, Max Derry with the interception.
Coach Hagan, huh?
Coach Hagan, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
We'll give him that assist.
The offensive line coach of the freshman with that call. I love it. 1st and 10, Dowling from their own 43-yard line. Back to throw is Smolik, who's in there. The pass is caught, and that is a big catch that time. Lynch on a quick hitter from the left side. Where's he been in the second half?
He's been real quiet.
Yes, he has.
And that fake run, and they've been able to draw those linebackers up and sneak Lynch behind there, and quick hitter. Called tight end dump, tight end seam.
Tight end dump.
Well, that's what.
What'd you call it up there at Sheldon, huh?
That might have been when I caught it.
11-yard catch for Andrew Lynch, who missed a couple games with the injured ankle. Back tonight at tight end for Dowling, and now Smolik inside handoff. That's Middleton with it. I'll be darned. As Cam Middleton with his first catch tonight, and he breaks through down to the Warrior 36-yard line, a gain of 10.
That's great to see for Cam. He's just a great kid, and had a couple tough carries in the last game, and he hit it there. He's running with authority.
First carry tonight for Cam Middleton. First down Dowling, or actually 2nd and 1, excuse me. They give it back to him. He spins out of a tackle inside the 35 and finally wrapped up at the Warrior 35-yard line. And that'll be enough for a first down.
Cam is not a guy that's going to break away his speed, but he's got great balance and strong legs, and he's going to churn through some of those. You're not going to get him down one arm in him.
Right, and for our listeners, Zach Swager out with an ankle injury in the first half. As John correctly reported, he will not return, and neither will another Maroon
Blake,
tonight.
wasn't it Blake Anderson?
Yeah, it was.
Or
Blake.
No, Mac
Anderson out also. Now Smolik high snap. Middleton right up the gut he goes. He's hit and still going, and Cam running hard inside the 27 down to the 26-yard line of Waukee, a pickup of 8, and somebody's running hard tonight, and that's Middleton giving the Maroon running backs a little spark.
When you watch the first couple games, you wonder, why is that kid the backup running back? You're seeing it now.
All right, out of the pistol formation, Smolik give to Middleton again, works the right side, bounces off a tackle, near a first down as he's finally driven down. They're going to stop the clock inside the 25, and he's got it at the 24-yard line. Cam Middleton
running with
junior
authority.
Running back.
And he's at great balance. You see him, he's getting hit, and he just bounces straight backwards and chugs forward again and keeps those feet moving.
Makes it easy when you run the read option with the quarterback, and this time it's Smolik directing traffic, the Dowling quarterback, the sophomore. Here's a snap. Smolik gives it again to Middleton. This time it's Anderson back in there. That's Blake Anderson. Cuts upfield, and he picks up yardage. Drives the ball inside the 20, and they'll spot it down at the 18.
Dowling has found a little bit of success right now, getting a little misdirection, getting those big defensive linemen moving one way, and then they come back against it and trap the outside, kick out the end, and then they're sneaking up inside of it, and with a lot of success right now.
6-yard run for Blake Anderson. 2nd and 4 Dowling. Final minute of the third quarter. It's 27-21. Waukee by 6. Smolik, high snap. He brings it down. Handoff Middleton. Big hole on the right side inside the 15 all the way down to the 10 or rather the 12-yard line. That'll be good enough for a Dowling first down.
What was impressive about that, and Johnny can see this too down in the field, is that Waukee was walking 6 guys up in there, and they had 5 guys on the line of scrimmage, and they're coming in for run defense right now, and right now that offensive line is chewing through them.
Maroons have found something here. 5-yard run for Middleton. 30 seconds remaining in the quarter. Now Dowling will do a check with me towards their sideline. Smolik with Anderson behind him. Louis Brooks split out wide to the left, bottom of your screen. Here's a snap, handoff Anderson, right side, finds a hole inside the 10 and dives forward down near the 6-yard line. They'll bring up 2nd down and about 5 for Dowling. John Chido, I tell you what, we're seeing a lot of stuff up here from the offensive line. What do you see on the sideline?
I see nothing but north-south running, hard running by Cam Middleton and Blake Anderson, and that offensive line is doing a tremendous job up front.
And the third quarter has come to the end, and the momentum swing might be happening. Stay tuned, folks. The fourth quarter is coming up. The score, 6th-ranked Waukee 27, 3rd-ranked Dowling 21. Homecoming for Dowling here at Valley Stadium. Back with the fourth quarter in 1 minute on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Save thousands now at Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. 15% off 2020 Equinox and 2020 Trax, or 0% for 84 months. 15% off 2020 Sonic and 2020 Spark. WaukeeChevy.com. 12% off 2020 Blazer. 10% off 2020 Colorado. Up to $15,000 off new 2020 Suburban. We're in a position to give you more for your trade. As always, we're a partner you can count on. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
In Iowa, we grow corn, but to us, corn is more than a cash crop. It's part of who we are. Corn supports our livestock, helping our animals thrive. Corn fuels us. Ethanol powers our state as we push towards a clean burning future. Corn nourishes us. It gives us an abundance of good food that nourishes our families, helps our student athletes grow stronger. In Iowa, we grow corn. But the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium, underway in the fourth quarter. Jackson Smolik at quarterback. Read option. The give is to Blake Anderson. Dives forward, and he'll go in for the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown, Dowling. Blake Anderson has tied the score with 11:54 remaining in the fourth quarter. And I'll tell you what, you could say Middleton and Anderson in the backfield, but it doesn't start with them. It starts with the offensive line, and up front, they are winning the battle there, Matt.
They took over that drive right there, and those guys up front, Jake Olson, Gabe Carey, Michael Woon, Dominic Morelli, and Sam Gavin.
And don't forget Lynch.
And Lynch, they just dominated that front four.
Diego Leon to give Dowling the lead. They got it! Extra point is good, and for the second time tonight, Dowling has the lead. We'll take a break. With 11:54 remaining, fourth quarter, it's Dowling 28, Waukee 27 on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Central Bank is proud to support the unmatched spirit of sportsmanship and hard work exemplified by our local athletes. We're fans of high school sports and the way the big game and hometown team rally a community. Best of luck to all of today's competitors. Play hard, have fun, and make something great happen. Central Bank, member FDIC.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium. Homecoming for Dowling Catholic, Athletic Hall of Fame. And what a top 10 matchup in high school football. The Maroons have come back and taken the lead 28-27 early in the fourth quarter. Diego Leon, here's another unsung hero, 4 for 4 in extra points tonight as Waukee missed one of their extra points by Bartacek. And Diego Leon will kick off, squib kick right down between the hash. And the ball still on the ground and picked up by Waukee. And running with the football, they haven't got him down yet, and finally brought down at the 30-yard line by the Maroons. So what a run by the Maroons as Joe Morrison on the return for Waukee. Dowling going 9 plays, 57 yards, capped off by a Blake Anderson 6-yard run. John Chido, that sideline's a little different that you're standing on right now on the Dowling sideline.
It feels like playoff football. Right now with the intensity and the changes in the game. But Blake Anderson and Cam Middleton running with authority, it was great to see.
All right, back to throw is Waukee as their quarterback Holcomb fires it downfield and out of bounds, but caught out of bounds, incomplete, they're going to say.
Yeah, he came back to the football, roll out, and Smith was running him off deep and then comes back to it right on the edge, and it's a timing play and just out of bounds, just out of reach.
And we'll give an update from Pleasant Hill. It's Southeast Polk 34-7 over Valley here in the second half out there. So the Valley Tigers, it was the last time they lost back-to-back games. All right, here is Holcomb, inside handoff, and that's Lindquist again, and he puts his head down and gets a chunk of yardage, shy of the first down, brought down at his own 38-yard line, a pickup of 8.
Jack Meyer cut him down there after about a 5-yard gain, but he lands forward to get the extra couple yards, so it makes it 3rd and 2. And they've had success, Waukee has, right between the guards there up that
Yes, they have. They got a nice offensive line. All right, quarterback is Jacob Holcomb. On play action, back to throw, fires the ball out, and it's caught, first down. I think it's Sadat with the catch. We'll see here. And he gets off the bottom of off the ground. Eddie Sadat Jr., 6'3", 230-pound. They list him as a fullback / halfback / tight end. You could use a few of those at Sheldon at one time.
Could have, yes.
That's called your punter too, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Eddie Sadat Jr. He made a big catch there. First down, Waukee at the 42. Gain of 4.
Will Herman on the stop there. Nice tackle for a limited gain.
And now handoff again, and this is Lindquist down the far sideline. Tries to turn upfield, got outside the numbers, and brought down at the 45 of Waukee, a pickup of 3.
Again, looks like Will Herman again on the stop there. Makes a nice tackle, limits the play, and Lindquist runs hard.
He
gets out to that edge.
He is their bell cow. As some of the guys that broadcast their games told me, he said he will carry a load, especially here with the clock winding down. Now Lindquist, Holcomb fakes the handoff to Lindquist, and he's brought down right at the 45. No gain on the play. The Maroons stayed home. And that was a read option there, but Holcomb might have read the wrong play because Lindquist might have had some room down that far sideline.
And Kriegshauser and Derry and company put a hit on Holcomb right away.
No gain of the play. It's 3rd and 8 Waukee. 10 minutes remaining. 4th quarter. Dowling by 1. 28-27. Here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network. Mark Amadale joined by Matt Mandring and Josh.
The snap goes over his head.
Snap is way over his head, and wisely, Holcomb, the quarterback for Waukee, falls on it. Back at the 25-yard line. He'll lose 20. It'll bring up 4th and 28.
That's a critical mistake on the side of the Waukee side. You're looking at a 3rd and 7, trying to make a play, and ball goes sailing back.
Their center is Cale Winter, a sophomore, but he has not made a mistake tonight, I think, because he's opened up holes for Lindquist and Smith, but he sailed the ball over his head. And now back at the
and that one
25,
goes over the head.
The ball's over the head of the punter.
This is going to be
got it in the end zone, and they're going to bring him down for the safety, and they're going to call it a safety. As the ball got loose, but the ball was on the ground, Dowling recovered, but it's a safety, and the Maroons now go up 30-27 with 9:08 to play. And what do we say about this Dowling defense, John Chido? I know it's special teams, but that sideline has lit up right now where you're at.
Yeah, the intensity and the kids on the sideline getting into this has been excellent to see. It's fun environment to be around. And now Waukee is self-destruction, and that's credit to Dowling. Dowling was doing that, and credit to Waukee. And it's just been back and forth, and it's just been a fun game to watch.
Well, the Waukee punter, Garrett Schmidt, was tackled in the end zone officially for the safety. And the Maroons now lead at 31-27, pending the kickoff here.
30-27.
I'm sorry, 30-27, not by 4.
And he did have his knee on the ground when he touched the football there, so it deads the ball and
then he
creates
lost
the
it.
safety. And then the Dowling player picked it up, and so thinking in high school football, knee down, ball down.
Yep, and you're down.
You're down.
But heads up by, first of all, on that 3rd and long, Holcomb, the quarterback, falling on the ball back at the 20-yard line instead of trying to pick it up and make something happen. And then the punter, Smith, chasing the ball down and being down in the end zone, and it could have been a lot worse if he didn't field it. It could have been a touchdown for Dowling.
You saved 4 points.
Smith did a great job for Waukee just to minimize the damage. And now Dowling will receive the free kick from the 20-yard line.
This is two good football teams trading blows, and as the momentum has churned back and forth, and as John said, what a fun game to watch.
21-14 was our halftime score. Waukee with the lead. Dowling now has a lead at 30-27. The Maroons scored the first touchdown of the ball game, but it only was about a 3.5-minute lead they had in the first half. It was all Waukee until the end, and now the free kick by Waukee. Schmidt, the punter, will punt it from the 20. high, wobbly kick to the right side. Fair catch signal for by Dowling.
Oh.
And it was, I think it was Gokenauer, is that right?
I think it is Gokenauer.
That's
someone who's not used to being back there a lot, and he said, "I'm just going to make sure I catch it."
Yeah,
Coach says, "Just catch it."
I don't think he wanted to run with it.
No,
we'll
I
find
don't think
out.
so either.
What's the story? There's a backstory there, Johnny. Help us.
I'm sorry. I'm watching film with Doc Zachary on that last kick, market coach.
Watching film.
Watching film. He's got the replay down here. It's fun to see that snap over the head again. But Coach Hagan called it again. He said right before that, snap over the head, and let's see a safety. And
Coach Hagan.
Yeah, he's 2 for 2.
Oh, my gosh. Back to throw Smolik, and he finds a little seam in there, caught by Lynch. And he spins his way up to the 42-yard line. Line of scrimmage was the 38. That's where Dowling starts their drive. And Lynch with a 4-yard grab. That's the young man they were missing the last 2 games.
Yeah. And Smolik, he just got a quick trigger, throws a nice football, and that is on the line right there to Lynch. And you're right, that makes it just a big difference in a football game when you can get that tight end.
Cam Middleton in at tailback as the Maroons line up in the pistol formation. Gokenauer is the fullback. Smolik, the sophomore quarterback. Read option. Give to Middleton. Right up the gut he goes, running strong. Holding onto that football up to the 46-yard line. He'll gain 4, and it'll bring up 3rd down. And they're going to call it 1 for Dowling on their own 47.
Cam just ran straight ahead and got a nice lead block from Gokenauer in there, and now it's 3rd and short. It gives you a lot of options here on the offensive side of the football.
It certainly does.
Cam comes off the field, so it looks a little more like a pass set, but Blake Anderson has been a little bit of a burst of energy back there.
He's the back right next to Smolik to his left. Dowling going left to right towards the south end zone here at Valley Stadium. And a handoff is to Blake Anderson, right side. He's got the first down across midfield. And it's been depending on the spot, he may be in Waukee territory at the 49.5-yard line of the Warriors.
Got there in the tiger paw. We're going to run over that thing.
Tigers are having trouble at Southeast
They
Polk
are.
last report. We'll keep you updated. 1st and 10, Dowling from the Waukee 49-yard line. Blake Anderson the carry. Anderson gets the carry again. He's hit and dropped the line of scrimmage. A lot of white shirts cover there. Maroons couldn't block them all, and they converged, and led by Chase Evanson, one of the tacklers there for Waukee.
Yeah, they flowed to the football really well right now, and right now Waukee knows that Dowling is intent on running the football, and they've got everybody up in the box, and still the Dowling offense is winning the battle.
2nd and 10, Dowling. Ball on the Waukee 49. 7:05 remaining. 4th quarter. Dowling leading 30-27 here on Iowa Catholic Radio and Central Iowa Sports Network. Handoff, Cam Middleton breaks the tackle. 40 down the near sideline he goes, and he's run out of bounds inside the 25 to the 24 of Waukee. Tremendous run by Cam Middleton as he ripped off a 25-yard run.
That low center of gravity that he's got with those legs churning like that, he just bounced off tacklers and was able to keep his shoulders and hips square and able to keep things running downfield.
Broke the initial plane at the line of scrimmage. He was wrapped up and broke out of it. Anderson back in. That's Blake Anderson. 1st and 10, Dowling from the Waukee 24. Maroons do a check with me. They go to the sideline.
You got Louis isolated on the top of the field up there.
Smolik, the quarterback. He's got one receiver to the left, one to the right. Handoff, Blake Anderson turns the corner, and he's hit the line of scrimmage and dropped. Maybe a yard down to the 23. It'll bring up 2nd and 9.
One thing about it, when you get going like this, that offensive line just starts, the confidence comes, and they start executing and getting everybody on skates, and it's fun to watch. And that Sam Gavin and Dominic Borelli on that side of the football, that
the left
time,
side, yeah,
they're making people move.
Well, Jake Olson back after being injured against Valley. He's back, and Gabe Carey. And Michael won, and now I'll give to Cam Middleton. Right up the gut he goes, and all the way down to the Waukee 15-yard line, a pickup of 8.
Running strong, Cam is. And
be about a
they're going to get right up and go. Yeah, this is. I like this right here because you got them on their heels, and you got a 3rd and short.
So the Maroons going, or 3rd down and short. They'll go right up the gut. Middleton with the handoff, breaks the tackles, got the first down inside the 15 down to the 13-yard line. Cam Middleton. Now, we didn't see this last week out of him. Johnson might have had a lot to do with that with their defense.
They did, but even in the previous 2 games, we haven't seen him run like this. And it's confidence, it's running with that great offensive line, moving people in front of him, and it's fun to watch.
Anderson back at tailback. 1st and 10, Dowling from the Waukee 13. 5.5 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter, and we got a penalty flag.
We get 5 free yards.
Offside, Waukee. 5 yards. Penalty. Move the ball to the 8-yard line.
Right now they got them on their heels, and when you're on the defensive side of the football right now, you're just looking for an exit. You're looking for a way out, something to get a stop and everything else. And as Dowling is having its way up front right now.
All right, Anderson at tailback. 1 receiver to the far right, 1 receiver to the far left. And now the handoff to Anderson, goes the left side, cuts across the grain, and slides back to the 5-yard line. He'll pick up 3, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 3 from the 5-yard line.
Good cutback. That's one thing that Blake has been doing is he's been in there running the ball. He gets outside in the edge, and he's coming back against the grain, fighting back towards that weak side of the football, and good deal. We got Kokenauer and Cam back in the football game now.
So it's 2nd down and 2 for Dowling. The Maroons can get a 1st down at the 3. Line of scrimmage is the 5. 4:45 remaining, and now Smolik will throw it into the end zone. The pass thrown behind a receiver, incomplete, and there was a defensive back in the way also. Might have been picked off.
Yes. That was a little bit dangerous right there as you're moving down the field, and I was thinking the same thing. That there's a great time to throw a pass because you think you got him guessing, and he threw that into the danger zone.
Well, multiple personnel changes here. Middleton will come off, and Blake Anderson back in. 1 receiver at the bottom of your screen, 1 at the top, 2 tight ends, and Smolik, the sophomore quarterback in for the Maroons. Jackson Smolik, 6'2", 180 pounds, wears number 4. He has Blake Anderson in the backfield wearing number 7. Here's the snap, handoff Anderson. They'll work the right side. Blake cuts across.
He's got the alley.
And he's going to be near a 1st down.
Should have the 1st down.
And we haven't got the stoppage of play by the official. They're going to say it is 4th and inches.
Well, where are they spotting that football?
The side judge in the top of your screen, Matt, did not stop the play. He knew where the line of scrimmage was. So 4th and inches for Dowling. Line of scrimmage, the 4-yard line. The Maroons got to get inside the 3 for the 1st down. 2 tight ends. And now we've got a timeout called by Waukee. So we'll take a 1-minute break and be back. 30-27, Dowling by 3, 4:12 remaining fourth quarter. Back in 1 minute on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Central Bank is proud to support the unmatched spirit of sportsmanship and hard work exemplified by our local athletes. We're fans of high school sports and the way the big game and hometown team rally a community. Best of luck to all of today's competitors. Play hard, have fun, and make something great happen. Central Bank, member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. Without question, the COVID-19 pandemic created many disruptive changes in our lives. Some of us got sick, jobs and income were compromised, it was difficult to even spend time with family and friends. But one thing hasn't changed, and that's Westside Auto Pro's commitment to quality service, and that will never change. We're here to make sure you get maximum performance and reliability from your vehicle. So as we all move forward, keep Westside Auto Pros in mind. You've been through enough. We'll make sure your car is the least of your worries.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium. 4th and inches, literally, Matt Maindring, literally. Maroons get the ball on the other side of that hash as a 1st down.
With 4 minutes to go, this is the game hangs in the balance here. A 1st down here, and it's going to be tough for Waukee.
All right, Dowling with 2 receivers to the left, tight end on the left. Smolik, the quarterback. Anderson, the tailback. They give it to Blake, turns the corner. He might go towards the end zone, down to the 1-yard line. He's got the 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal, Dowling. 4:07 remaining, fourth quarter. Dowling 30, Waukee 27 here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network. Being broadcast live on YouTube tonight, Matt.
Yeah, Dowling getting back up to the ball in a hurry here as they sat at the goal line.
And to give it to Anderson again. Blake diving towards the end zone, now leaning towards the end zone, and he's going to be brought down
that pile,
at the 1.
The whole pile moved on that play, and right now they're going to the right side of the line So from Jake Olson, they're going to Gabe Carey and Michael Woon, and then have Andrew Lynch on that side of the football, and then you bring Kokenauer in there as another good blocker, and you've got a lot of power running to that right side.
But more importantly, the Maroons eating a lot of clock here in this drive.
Yeah.
It started back at their own 38-yard line. Second and goal, Maroons. Ball on the 1-yard line of Waukee. Dowling going left or right towards the south end zone here at Valley Stadium. Here's a snap. The give is to Cam Middleton, right side, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown as he falls down as he crosses the goal line. Touchdown, Dowling. And the Maroons has 2-score lead now over Waukee with 3:13 remaining.
This is the best running we have seen out of this offensive, the offensive line and the backfield all year, and pretty impressive 2 drives that have been put together right here.
It certainly is. 14 plays, 62 yards on the Dowling drive, and Matt, it took 6.5 minutes of game clock. Extra point by Diego Leon, and the ball is up, and the kick is good. He's perfect tonight. 5 for 5 in extra points, Diego Leon, and Dowling extends its lead to 10, 37-27 over Waukee. 3:13 remaining, fourth quarter, back in 1 minute on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
You can buy a new Ford at any Ford dealer. Why Schottenkirk Ford? Our core values: hard work, trust, character, integrity, honesty, and respect. During Schottenkirk Ford's fall savings event, get up to $12,500 off 2020 F-150 XLT. No goofy rebates. Everyone qualifies. Up to $12,000 off 2020 Expedition XLT. New 2020 EcoSport 4-wheel drive starting at $18,990. Our certified used vehicles come with a 12-month, 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty. Hurry in. Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. SchottenkirkFord.com.
Obsessively, relentlessly. That's what you can always expect, even when faced with the unexpected. It's a service we take seriously, providing comfort in the rain, tools to help you save, a helping hand along the way, and from a safe distance away. Delivering the energy you need while going the extra mile. Regardless of the times, our team remains committed to you.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium. What a game it's been. Dowling now leading 37-27 over Waukee. 3:13 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Both teams have, Waukee has 2 timeouts remaining. Dowling has all 3 of their timeouts remaining. And now Diego Leon will kick off. The Maroons on a 14-play, 62-yard touchdown drive, capped off by Cam Middleton's 1-yard run. Now the kickoff, a squib kick, picked up by the upback Jacob Stessman, and he returns it across the 40 to the 42-yard line. That's where Waukee will start 1st and 10 from their own 42-yard line, 3:08 remaining. Let's go down to that Dowling sideline, and John Chido, the Maroons up 2 scores, but an ever-dangerous Waukee offense on the field again.
Yeah, you know how they say football is a game of emotions. I've never seen more emotions in one football game than we have tonight. It's just been a great atmosphere, and it's been fun to watch.
Certainly has. And now back to throw on first down is quarterback Holcomb. And he fires it across the field. The pass incomplete. Try to hit his wideout over there and couldn't connect.
They're going to try and get the ball to their playmakers here, and you either get the ball to Smith, you get the ball to Sadak, you get the ball to Lindquist out in space somewhere, and that's what you expect to see from Waukee right now.
So 2nd and 10 from the Waukee 43. 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen. They hand off the tailback Lindquist and puts his head down and gets up to midfield and keeps the clock running.
This is a team that came back against Ankeny.
Yes, they did.
And so
yes, they did.
And that's what seniors do for you at this point in the football game. So you got to stay on your toes and make plays. And there he jumped off. Dowling jumped off sides.
Yep. I think it was Patton that might have been a half count too soon.
Yep.
They'll move the ball from the 49 of Waukee into Dowling territory at the Maroon 46 on the penalty. And yeah, the loss, Waukee losing to number 1 Southeast Polk to start the year off 21-10, and they had a first half like Dowling, turnovers that led to that. They couldn't come back. And then they knocked off 7th-ranked Waukee, knocking off 7th-ranked Ankeny 21-17 in a game they trailed most of the game. High snap, Holcomb has it. Jacob rolls to his left, wants to run. He's going to be tackled. Tackled at the 48-yard line. He'll lose 2 yards.
Chase Patton gets the sack there for the Maroons. As
so he
avenges
in his lane. The offside penalty.
Yeah, he did. He got a couple of them yards back. So good play by Chase down front.
So a loss of 2. It's 2nd and 12. Waukee at the Dowling 48. 2:10 remaining. Give to Lindquist again, and well, quickness down the near side. First down, out of bounds at the Dowling 32-yard line.
And they were able to do that little delayed draw, and they're able to get him some space in the middle of the football field, and that's tough to defend.
And they blocked that very well,
Yeah,
especially on the left side. Garrett Sperling and Bo Schaller and their center, Cale Winter, open up a nice hole over there, and that's where the veterans are on the left side for Waukee. 1st and 10, Waukee, line of scrimmage at 32. Back to throw, Holcomb runs to the far sideline. Will stop the clock at 2 minutes remaining as he runs out of bounds at the 30. He'll gain 2, and it'll bring up 2nd and 8.
Yeah, everybody in the Dowling sidelines calling once Lindquist get called for a hold right there. He did blocked him well and held him up and no flag. And made a nice play, and Holcomb got some positive yards, got out of bounds.
22 guys in the field.
2-minute warning.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 officials. So, yeah, they're going to miss a few. 2nd and 8, Waukee. Handoff Lindquist again. Right up the gut he goes. He's hit and stood up at the 25-yard line.
Max
and I got to think that's Max Derry.
Yeah.
The wrestler, making the takedown.
He dropped his hips and set the pads right there.
At the 25.
Nice hit. And the thing about it is that it keeps it short of the first down and keeps the clock running. And that's a big deal right now.
3 receivers to the left, and now on play action, Holcomb has pressure, fires the ball out. It's caught, and out of the backfield. Let's see, that might have
been Lindquist out there, a little screen.
He came out of nowhere. We have to.
Yeah.
And it was Lindquist.
Kind of set up that screen play for them on the outside and let the pressure come through.
Clock continues to run. 8-yard gain for Lindquist on the reception. It's 1st and 10, Waukee from the 17-yard line. Lindquist in the backfield. Quarterback is Jacob Holcomb, a 5'11 senior.
Taking a lot of time right here.
3 receiver at the bottom of the screen. Back to throw Lindquist. Looks left, throws left. Pass is caught. That's Hayden Hundley, the 6-foot sophomore, with the catch and a first down at the Dowling 6.
Right now the defense is trying to keep everything in front of them, and they just did a quick out right or a button hook there and gets the first down.
So Huntley with the catch. Minute remaining.
Yeah.
Waukee with 2 timeouts. They put a man in motion. Holcomb at quarterback with the snap, rolls to his right, fires it. It's caught by Smith, and he'll get in for the score. Touchdown, Waukee. And that is Aaron Smith with his 4th touchdown of the night.
And that didn't take very long. I mean, they got down the field, moved it down with a lot of authority, and got in that end zone in a hurry. We got
9 plays and 57 yards on the Waukee drive. And now the clock is stopped with 47 seconds, and we have a player down.
An injured lineman, defensive lineman down there.
Right at the goal line. Well, let's go down to John Chido while we have a moment. 47 seconds remaining. Here in the 4th quarter, Dowling 37, Waukee 33. Warriors will probably go for 2 here. And John Chido, come on in.
Yeah, that was a nice drive by Waukee, and they were quick on the ball. They took their time when they needed to take their time, and gotten great matchups. Aaron Smith on that last one came in motion, stopped, and then went back out, and that's hard to cover, especially with his speed. And when he's able to get out in space, he's been able to make some good things happen for Waukee. But we have Chase Pattons down on the field with the injury.
All right, so the Chase is up under his own power and walking it off with a noticeable limp. Hopefully it's something he can walk off. That was quite the series for him where he committed the penalty and then he got the sack at midfield.
It looked like he was grabbing his ankle, like it was, or his calf, if he got a cramp in there, and looks like he's going to be all right.
All right, it's 37-33. Waukee apparently going to kick the extra point. Look out for exotics here.
Well, kicking the extra point here makes sense because it gets you down to a 3-point ball game.
They run the swinging gate, and now they will snap it. Bo Schaller, the short snapper, will snap it to Jacob Holcomb, who will hold for Lucas Bartacek. Ball is down, kick is down, and the ball is through the uprights, and it's good. So it's 37-34, our score. Dowling leading Waukee with 47 seconds remaining, 4th quarter. Back in 1 minute here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Central Bank is proud to support the unmatched spirit of sportsmanship and hard work exemplified by our local athletes. We're fans of high school sports and the way the big game and hometown team rally a community. Best of luck to all of today's competitors. Play hard, have fun, and make something great happen. Central Bank, member FDIC.
Save thousands now at Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. 15% off 2020 Equinox and 2020 Trax, or 0% for 84 months. 15% off 2020 Sonic and 2020 Spark. WaukeeChevy.com. 12% off 2020 Blazer. 10% off 2020 Colorado. Up to $15,000 off new 2020 Suburban. We're in a position to give you more for your trade. As always, we're a partner you can count on. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Hey, we're back here at Valley Stadium. Homecoming for Dowling Catholic Athletic Hall of Fame inductees tonight. 47 seconds remaining, and this could get interesting. The all-hands team has got to be out there, Coach Maindring. You've got to think.
You practice this every week. You're trying to, you got all kinds of kids out there that aren't used to being on the field for a kick, and here they are, and now we see what each team's got designed. Two kickers.
9-play, 57-yard drive for Waukee. Oh. And here's the kick, and it's angled towards the near sideline. It goes out of bounds, and Dowling will take over.
That's the ball game.
47 seconds remaining. Waukee with 2 timeouts remaining. Maroons will have it 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line, apparently. Let's go down to John Chido on the Dowling sideline.
Well, what a great finish to this ball game. It all came down to that last onside kick, and watching during that timeout, both sidelines lining up like it's a big chess match and what they're going to do and the intensity of it. And it's just been all night. It's just been a heavyweight fight back and forth. And what a great game to see this early in the season.
Bruins with 23 points here in the second half. 3 touchdowns and a safety. The Maroons will take a knee.
And Mark, before we go any further, I have to give a shout out to my secretary, Denise Rourke, who retired today. And so she was queen for the day around the building, and she's 8 years. She's been at Dowling as the high school secretary, and today was her last day at work, and we wish her all the best in retirement.
Absolutely. Denise.
And she leaves a lasting impression wherever she goes. She is a lot of fire.
I'm trying to think how long she's been at Dowling.
I think 2012.
Okay. Well, congratulations to her. Maroons take a knee. 2nd down and 16 from the 42. And Steingraber will kneel down back at the 37-yard line. The Maroons are content to let the clock run out. 42 seconds remaining. Waukee uses their last timeout. We'll keep it here. And we want to thank our supporters here on Iowa Catholic Radio, and if you're watching on the Central Iowa Sports Network, they have their ads in the corner of your screen. If you're watching on the YouTube, like Mr. Roger Stefani, the one Dowling fan in Ankeny. I think he's going to roll out of his chair because I mentioned his name. I haven't done that in 38 years of doing this. I've got him some good seats. I've got him through the back door because he needed to. Actually, it's his wife, Fran, that I really care for more.
Sure.
Can you do that,
That makes
Matt?
sense.
Can you say that?
Yeah.
All right, 3rd and 16 for the Maroons, back to the 37-yard line. Waukee out of timeouts. And Steingraber, and now a penalty flag down. And we got offside on Waukee. John Schada, you're going to have an interesting conversation. I know we're social distancing, so you may not get a players. We understand that. But Tom Wilson might have a few things to visit with you about tonight.
Yeah, and it's the feeling of a conversation at the end of the game is going to be much different going into halftime, which is always nice feeling for myself. I get a little nervous when things don't go the right way.
All right, 3rd and 16 for Dowling, and Steingraber will take a knee back at the 35-yard line, and that should do it. If they start the 40-second clock, they do, and that'll do it. Waukee cannot stop the clock, and Dowling trailing at halftime, 21-14. The Maroons outscoring Waukee in the second half and win it 37-34 the final. Dowling will move to 3-1. Dowling will have a bye week next week as Roosevelt not playing, Des Moines School's not playing football. So Maroons will have a bye week. 2 weeks, Dowling goes to Marshalltown, and they'll play their only game of the regular season on a grass field. The Waukee Warriors, their record will drop to 2-2 on the season. And the Waukee Warriors next Friday night will host the Johnston Dragons, and that's the final. Dowling 37, Waukee 34 here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Matt Maindring, this was a high school football game on a perfect night. Homecoming, all the bells and whistles, and the fans that were here, a lot of the parents, were entertained tonight.
Yeah, it was an entertaining football game and a great way to end homecoming week. And you saw this team mature tonight. You know, they had a couple moments there where they could have broke and you thought they're going to fall away. That offensive line, which has been Dowling's backbone, you know, that's where it starts. They took over the ball game in the third quarter and 2 impressive drives, and it's over.
They grew up tonight as the Maroons outscoring Waukee 24-13 in the second half to win at 37-34. Let's take a look at the statistics. I want to thank Jared Seifert for providing those to us each and every week. Dowling tonight, total offense, 389 yards of total offense. Waukee just 186. Matt, we talked about that at halftime. Maroons led statistically at halftime, but Waukee led on the scoreboard at halftime, 21-14. And those numbers just increased in the second half.
Yeah, it's turnovers. You know, the turnovers and mistakes in the first half kept them, you know, made it a ball game.
Maroons with 216 yards in the air, 173 yards in the ground. Waukee, 138 yards in the ground, 48 yards in the air. Penalties, Dowling penalized 9 times for 60 yards, and Waukee 7 penalties for 43 yards. And let's run down the first downs. Dowling with 26, Waukee with 14. Quarterback Jake Steingraber, 8 out of 20 passing, 143 yards and a touchdown, no interceptions. Jackson Smolik, 8 out of 11 passing, 73 yards and a touchdown, no interceptions. Waukee quarterback Jacob Holcomb, 6 out of 12 passing, 48 yards, a touchdown, and 1 interception. Leading rusher for Dowling, Cam Middleton, who came on in the second half after the injury to Zach Swager. Cam Middleton, 10 carries, 66 yards, and a touchdown. Swager, 11 carries, 50 yards in the first half before being injured, and a touchdown. Blake Anderson, 15 carries, 48 yards, and a touchdown. And quarterback Steingraber, 4 carries, 11 yards. For Waukee, Alex Lindquist, 17 carries, 105 yards on the night. Aaron Smith, 3 carries, 44 yards, 2 touchdowns, rushing, 1 receiving, and 1 on a kickoff return for Waukee. Tanner Spikesma, 1 carry for 13 yards. Holcomb, 11 carries for 1 yard. And the leading receiver for Dowling, Louis Brooks, 5 receptions, 74 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Koa Thompson, 2 catches for 61 yards. Andrew Lynch back after missing a couple games with an injured ankle. 7 receptions, 55 yards. And Reed Beecher, 1 catch for 24 yards to end the first half for Waukee. Edward Sadat Jr., 1 catch for 21 yards. Hayden Huntley, 1 catch for 11. Lindquist, 1 catch for 8 yards. Braden Metz, 1 catch for 5 yards. And Aaron Smith, 2 catches, 3 yards, and a touchdown. Again, Dowling total offense tonight, 389 yards. Waukee with 186. Final score, Dowling 37, Waukee 34, along with Matt Maindring. And John Chido, I'm Mark Amadale, back with a post-game show. John Chido will catch up with head coach Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic following the Maroons win tonight as Dowling improves its record to 3-1. Waukee falls to 2-2 right here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
In Iowa, we grow corn, but to us, corn is more than a cash crop. It's part of who we are. Corn supports our livestock, helping our animals thrive. Corn fuels us. Ethanol powers our state as we push towards a clean, burning future. Corn nourishes us. It gives us an abundance of good food that nourishes our families, helps our student athletes grow stronger. In Iowa, we grow corn. But the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully. It's why at Fairway, only the best meat makes the cut. Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service. At Fairway, our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery.
Welcome back to Valley Stadium. Homecoming for Dowling Catholic and Athletic Hall of Fame inductions tonight. And a win for the Maroons, 37-34. Dowling comes from behind to defeat the Valley Tigers. Let's go immediately down to the field. That's where John Chido has Dowling head coach Tom Wilson. Johnny?
Coach, congratulations on a nice win. When they say football is a game of emotions, it sure was tonight. Just describe all these different emotions and feelings and turn of events that occurred tonight.
Yeah, it was a crazy ball game. Obviously, we started fast, as we talked about, and then they start taking control, and here we are in a hole, and then we fight back in at the end of the first half to get within a touchdown. And then the first thing that I told them on Sunday is, do not kick the football to number 5. Well, lo and behold, we kick it to number 5, and we saw what happened, and he's an electric player. And but we kept clawing and scratching. We got the big pick by Deary. Numerous pass plays. But I think the big thing is we're able to start running the football, and I think it's not any secret. That's what I want to do anyway, and we were able to start doing that. I thought we grew up a little bit tonight. Line-wise, we grew up a little bit. I thought Middleton showed a lot. Blake Anderson, after Schwager went down, showed us a lot of things. So really just a great team win for us, and really proud of our kids.
Yeah, it sure was, and it was nice to see the kids get involved and stay involved in the game. On the sideline, it felt at times like a playoff atmosphere, and cheering the kids on. And like you said, mentioned Middleton and Blake Anderson running with authority tonight, and that offensive line really got some extra push up front in that second half.
They did. It was a great thing to see. I'm going to have to look at the film, but I felt we were gaining momentum. I thought they were getting a little bit fatigued, and you just kind of smell the blood in the water, and we were starting to be able to do the things that we want to do, and that takes team execution. And I'm not sure Louis caught much for passes in the second half, and go ask him right now, and he doesn't care. He just wants to win a ball game. So it takes a team effort.
Well, Coach, congratulations, and enjoy the week off, and hopefully kids can get healthy.
Thank you very much. We need it.
All right, that's John Chido with head coach Tom Wilson after Dowling's win tonight, 37-34 over Waukee. And Matt, I'll tell you what, you could say a lot of things, and I think Coach and Johnny talked on it, but getting healthy. You have Andrew Lynch, your tight end, back, one of your leading receivers. We saw a little bit of him in the Indianola game, and that was about it before he was injured. And then Jake Olson, the center, the captain of that offensive line, having him back. And, Waukee made their run defensively, but they got better. The Dowling offense took over in that second half, and it's led by that offensive line where all this happened.
That offensive line just came to play, and it's nothing against the young men who were in Jake's place while he was out, but you take that senior captain, you put him back in, and let him run the show, and that offensive line just really came to play, and it was fun to see Cam Middleton emerge tonight. And again, when kids get an opportunity to step up and get that confidence, it's fun to see them grow up on the football field.
Well, it certainly is, and what a game it was. An exciting high school football game for the folks that were able to be here. How did Mark Coulier get in?
I don't know.
Did you give him your administrator's pass?
I didn't have any tickets. I don't know how you. I don't know how you get them.
He comes up here.
I don't know.
And I think he was sitting in the wrong section. He sat on the tape. He sat on the blue tape, which you're not supposed to do. Hey, we're gonna say so long to our Central Iowa Sports Network crew. Want to thank them, Pete Tarpey and that group, the webcasting team, led by Clayton Sampson, Dave Mabel, who was down on the field with John Chido, taking those numbers, and, of course, Anna back up here in the studio, and Pete. Thanks to them. We're going to sign off on TV. We'll continue the postgame show on radio. Once again, the final, Dowling 37, Waukee 34. For Matt Mandring, I'm Mark Amadale and John Chido. Back with more radio. Thanks to the webcasting crew, and good night from Valley Stadium. And we'll be back with more on radio here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.